I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
Well, for once, Commander Cole and I are in total agreement, sir. By the way, I do have 50 gallons of bouillabaisse that I need to prepare by tomorrow.
My birthday.
Yes, sir, I could do the cheeseburger routine.
No, it's not for me. It's the crew. They really love that stuff. So we'll
Round one, fight!
Come on, you! Hey! You want to live forever?
Hey everybody, this is Dean Cain, and you are watching Double Impact with Gabe, Shanth, and Jericho Green. And so am I.
Wednesday, June 21, guys. Welcome. It's Double Impact Triple Threat. I'm your host, Gabe Tape. Guys, I'm very excited about this movie. I'm very excited to take on Jericho Green and his love for this movie, which I don't understand, frankly. It's a bit unnatural. But here they are, the greatest panel ever. Add to the stream, Jericho. Add Shanth and Jetty looking a little indigenous today.
Something's different.
Kalima Chick-fil-A.
Did you
Kalima Chick-fil-A.
Did you do something to your hair? Did you do something to your hair, Shanth? Or
We've spent many times talking about our faith, boys, but I want you to know that now I feel like I can really be myself.
Finally.
That's quite a hat you're wearing.
Is that a hat?
You don't believe it. You will become a true believer, Jericho.
Oh, man, not the way Indy did.
No,
I don't have to drink no fluids. I don't like fluids.
Yeah.
Only bodily ones. I like other kinds, but not the bodily.
Did Shanth get a haircut? It appears so. Welcome, everyone, though. It's great. Everyone's here. Tammy's here. Weapon X is here. John is here. Diesel's here. Ellie Munoz is here. None the Miser. Captain Haruno. Mr. E says he's horny. So,
Nothing new there. Nothing new there.
Munoz had it, too. Shanth is looking horny. Quick question.
Right.
Where was Dean standing there? Dean texted me that just out of the blue one day and said, your favorite Japanese game show host. He was filming the show he hosts on the CW. Masters of Illusion. Yeah, he hosts that. So he said he just sent me a text, said your favorite Japanese game shows, and then he sent me the thing for Double Impact Triple Threat. So that's where he was. He was on the set that day. So there you go. It's a good guy. And Jericho. we have a very exciting announcement about Mr. Kane and Comic-Con and me and you. We do. We do. We're going to get more detail, but I guess I'll say it now since it's germane to what we're talking about. Let's hold off. Actually, let's let some more people come in here. We just started. We'll hold off. Put a pin in that, and we'll get right back to it.
Hold it. Tie a knot in it.
The first thing I always ask you guys, we start the show every week, and I'm very, very happy to be here. This is going to be a fun one. What's going on, boys? What's going on in your lives? Sean, Jericho, anything new? Anything to report?
It's living La Vida Loca, man.
I knew it.
Man. Yep.
Could you have said that with less energy? You know, just living a crazy life, man.
Dude, keeping it crazy.
You know, folding the laundry, taking the kids to ballet, you know, nuts.
Yeah. You know.
I had a great day, man. I ate a ton of chicken, and it was everything I thought it would be.
Okay.
You look good for consuming 2,000 pounds of chicken, man.
Let me tell you something, man. They're fast. I'll tell you.
Got to get them fresh.
The food we are 5 minutes into the food portion of the show has started. Thank you.
Bring it.
Ready.
Hey, I'm just gonna say it. What is your go-to chicken? Do you like fried chicken? Do you like just barbecue chicken? Do you like a chicken cutlet sautéed in a white wine like a
Dude, I'll eat all of it. What are you talking about, man?
Without sounding like too much of a stereotype, I think we all know that fried chicken is the best, if not the best chicken. The top two are fried chicken and barbecue chicken.
Now, why would that be?
Those are the two best chickens.
I don't understand what you're getting at. Why?
It's not February, so you can talk about it.
Because you're from California? I didn't know that was...
yeah. Californians love their fried chicken.
Oh, because you're in the Navy, guys love chicken. I forgot about
it's not because it's not because I don't want to say I disrespected that joke or in any way, shape, form, but it would have been so much more gangster if you'd gone, I don't want to play into stereotypes, but tandoori chicken. I mean, especially tonight. I mean, what the hell, man?
I found a Pakistani barbecue place right across the street from where they, Top Gun, from the Miramar Naval Station or the Marine Corps Air Station. You know the Triangle building in the Stallone, what's this name? Stallone, what the hell?
Demolition Man.
The Triangle building. I always send you guys pictures of it when I drive by it. I drive by it all the time. There's a Pakistani place there, and I had that red tandoori, and it was called like Reshmi Boti or something.
Yep.
Delicious.
That stuff is.
But if you're going on a desert island and you can only take one type of chicken with you, top three are fried, barbecued, and roasted.
Yeah, I want
fried is number one for me.
I want fried chicken thighs. The thigh is the best piece of meat, or the drum. The breast; those can dry out easy, man.
Yeah, you don't fry chicken breast. That's for animals. But chicken thigh, all that skin. Really, the skin is the star of the show. But I think out of those will be the top three chickens. But yes, chicken marsala. I've had a great chicken marsala over some basmati rice. Forget about it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Chicken parmesan over here. Hey, ma.
That's more of your stereotype. Jericho, my friend from New Jersey.
Like a good chicken parm, huh? Ma.
Hey, ma. I'll be there for Sunday gravy.
Ma, I need more parm over here.
Yeah, there's a place in San Diego. Two of them. It's called Crack Shack. It's a chicken-themed restaurant by some gourmet chef. He owns a real highfalutin place too, called Juniper and Ivy. But he opened a walk-up window outdoor picnic eating fried chicken place. But it's cooked by someone who's a gourmet, and it's the best fried chicken I've ever had. It's insane. Dang. And they opened one up in Vegas at the Park MGM. Right where I always go to the UFC fights, right there by the T-Mobile Arena. There's a Crack Shack in Vegas now. If you ever get out of San Diego or Vegas, try Crack Shack. It's freaking delicious. It's so good. So yeah. Oh, and my other chicken place. My other chicken place in San Diego, Main Chick. There's 3 or 4 of them in town. I like how there's a restaurant named after cheating on your wife or girlfriend. Main Chick, Side Chick, that whole joke. Main Chick.
The Side Chick's the dumpster.
At least it was the Main Chick. At least they named it the Main Chick, though. That's
right. It would have been better if it was called Side Chick, So,
side piece. Hey, come to the side piece.
Hey, I eat the chicken place we have in Rhode Island. It's called Home Wreckers.
It's called Skank Ass Bitch.
It's called Herpes.
Oh, geez. John, no tofu allowed at 102.3 The Meat. That's actually a policy at the station. That is actually true.
Yeah, they're very anti-tofu, anti-plant-based food over there. It gets nasty. Like they don't say it a lot on the air, but you start talking to the disc jockeys over there on 102.3 The Meat,
Right.
like in the break room. It gets nasty. They don't like the vegetables over there.
Very
But-
anti-poultry over there. They're
Very.
poultrophobic, you know. So,
But, you know, that's-
tofu-phobic.
That's how it is when you're tuned in to Chicken Wednesdays on 102.3 The Meat.
Fifth caller, winner, chicken dinner. That's the phrase that pays.
Yeah, that's right.
Like-
At the end of the show, as we do every Chicken Wednesday, the last half hour, it's time to cluck for a buck.
You're clucking nuts. You're listening to 102.3 The Meat.
Hey, get the cluck out of here on 102.3 The Meat.
We
Oh my
seriously we need to do something with this. Like I'm just telling you right now, there's got to be like a 3-day week show. You know, beef week, beef day, chicken day,
Yeah.
pork day.
And how we do it every morning at the top of the hour at 8 a.m. It's time to call your boss and tell him to cluck off on 102.3 Meat.
Hashtag clucks for bucks. What are you,
That's right.
chicken?
Yeah, you gotta have the chicken noise in the background.
I actually have 4 chickens. They're in my backyard. We get eggs from them multiple times a week. So,
And let's go to Johnny Rooster. Johnny Rooster on the street. What's going on with you, Johnny?
Hey, well, I'm out here, and these hands are not looking too great. Mad Dog, how's it going there in the studio?
Hey, at 102.3 The Meat, we do chicken right.
Oh my gosh, fried, baked, or boiled. Real quick,
All 3.
Mark's music obsession for $4.99. Thank you very much, Mark. I agree with Gabriel that this is the weakest movie of the first 3. I would give it a C. He's talking about Temple of Doom when comparing it to 2 A+. Let me just say that again, A+ in Raiders and Last Crusade. Mark, now I've been down on Temple of Doom a lot. I've been doing a lot of shit talking on Temple of Doom. I rewatched it on Sunday on for Father's Day, which was my Father's Day was amazing. Let's go over that, boys. But I may have changed my opinion a little bit on Temple of Doom after giving it some introspection. So we'll see where that goes. Let's transition since I talked about Father's Day. You guys have a good Father's Day.
Still June. Watch that word. We're still in June.
Oh, that's right. I had an amazing Father's Day. I have the best family in the world. So, and being a father to my granddaughter is just amazing. Me and Big Baby riding in the truck, and we had a great time. My family, a tradition in my family, my wife and 2 kids, whose ever birthday or Mother's Day or Father's Day it is, the other 3 make them breakfast, whatever they want, their favorite breakfast. And it usually ends up being biscuits and gravy and homemade, you know, with sausage and then tater tots, real crispy, and you put the gravy on those. But I got perfect pancakes, bacon.
We're off the rails already, dude.
No, it doesn't
You know
matter.
Fuck Temple of Doom. We're talking food. I want to talk about food.
All night.
I'm done.
And they made me my dad's like gourmet style breakfast potatoes. The sliced potatoes with sliced jalapeno, sliced onion. And then I got the pancakes with the real maple syrup and butter and the oven bacon, not the frying pan bacon. You put that bitch in the oven and it's like crispy. Then we went up to the mountains. We went out to lunch in the mountains. We did some stuff. We came home. We relaxed, watched Temple of Doom. Great day. Great day. Just relax.
Yes.
And I got amazing gifts. I got just like amazing gifts from my family. So it was very nice. What about you guys?
I had a great Father's Day. We went out to a restaurant in Sacramento called Siblings. It was really good. And then after we were done, my wife says, she goes, "You just want to go home and watch a movie?" I was like, "Yep, that sounds really good," because we got this real big couch in the living room. It's big enough for everybody and then some. So I think my son talked us into Toy Story or something like that.
There you go.
But we were just the time, just to hang out. Everybody was together. It was very good.
Nice.
Very good Father's Day again.
Right. Sean? Anything good to
I
report on
completely
Father's Day?
forgot about it. Yeah, I completely missed it. I slept. No, I'm kidding. No, I went to a my daughter's ballet recital and watched her get an award, which was really cool. Hung out with the family, watched some movies. We had a great time, man. I tell you, got some great cards from the kids and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, man, it's I don't know. Father's Day was really nice this year. I think it was something I really needed, to sit back and look at those guys because they're heading into their senior year of high school. And I'm looking at that time period. You remember those times?
Yeah.
Gabe, you remember that?
Closing
It's
chapter.
a big thing. Yeah.
It was hard, yeah. Going from having like little kids like that to having full blown adults at my house now. So
That's right.
yeah, it's an
Absolutely
interesting
right.
change. So yeah,
Yeah.
Father's Day is great. Fathers are the solution to all of society's ills. Just so you know, men, stop being wimps. You got to be good dads. You got to be good men. Anyway, moving on though. Moving on to the Temple of Doom. Now, I'm a gentleman, and I will not do this in an unfair way. Jericho Green, you are the lover of Temple of Doom. You love this movie. It's a special place in your heart, your fried chicken filled heart. Will you please
I think
tell
that's
me?
me. That was me. No, his is tandoori.
Oh, sorry.
I know you don't want to seem like a stereotype.
My bad.
Jericho is clearly South Indian. All right, let's.
Oh wait, before we get started, I think we need to give Mark's music obsession something since he gave us something.
Oh shoot! Thank you so much, Mark. Jericho, thank you for reminding me. You sent in a super chat, so of course. I sincerely apologize. How
There it is.
uncouth.
Right, amen.
Uncouth.
There it is, brother.
Done.
But Temple of Doom, I'm going to let you go first, Mr. Jericho. What does it mean to you, this movie? Because I'm ribbing you. I've been teasing you about this movie for weeks, but I know it literally means a lot to you, and I think that's awesome that you have a moment like I think with your father and stuff watching this. Tell me what this movie is for you.
Yeah, it it came out in what 84. So by the time
83, 84, something like that.
Yeah, so when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, this is something that we would watch as a family. Every once in a while we'd rent it from the video store, but then my mom bought the box set at a time when there was only the 3. That was it. It was a 3-movie box set: Raiders, Temple, Last Crusade. And so we would cycle through all of those movies, but Temple was always my favorite. I don't know why. I just didn't latch on to Raiders of the Lost Ark. I just didn't like it very much. But this had everything. And after watching Raiders again and really focusing on it, because when we watch these movies, we watch them in different mindsets. You're watching them in the theater, you're watching them at home with your family. But when you're watching them for the show, you're looking because you're looking for stuff. You want to retain certain parts to bring it up in the show. So you're looking at it with a more analytical eye. So after watching Raiders last week and watching this one, this is definitely the quintessential sequel from a successful movie. Not necessarily, maybe not a bigger budget, but maybe they did, but there's more eyes on it. So it's going to be a little more fantastical. The colors and stuff, with the backgrounds of the blues and the reds. There's a scene where he gets caught doing something by a bunch of the henchmen, and they're wearing mostly red, and the light behind them is red. And then you have all the scenes down there in their ritual chamber with the motor.
Yeah, the Raiders Stadium that they built underground.
Hey, if you listen close, if you put your ear up to the speaker, your TV, you hear, "Hey, fucker," in the background.
That's right.
But
I've got your heart, fucker.
Hey, I'm just holding it down for my hyena.
Hey, nice corazón, fucker. But it's a little more fantastical. You got Short Round in there now. There's in the Raiders, Marion was in the story and they did some adventures together. But in this one, Willie, she's pretty much there in all the adventures. So it's different. This is definitely a sequel. And then getting into some of the behind the scenes stuff, learning. One thing that a relationship, we'll get to it later, but a very serious relationship was born out of this movie. But whenever I think Temple of Doom, the first thought that comes to mind is sitting on the floor in my parents' room watching this with them. So this movie,
right?
I don't know, maybe it's the age I was, that fantastical element, but this is my favorite. And if I had to give out grades, this would get a higher grade than Raiders.
Ooh.
It would go for me, Temple, Last Crusade, Raiders. In your face, chat.
How on earth, though, did you make it through that entire thing without bringing up the opening titles to this movie? The opening titles are extraordinary, especially for the technology they had at the time, which would have required a lot of handwork for certain things in this flick.
I'm trying to remember the opening titles because I don't think I have them. Do I have them in my phone?
Where it's that's the shot I wanted. That's it. You've got it. The Indiana 2 Put that type, quote, behind her is incredibly difficult during that time.
Yeah, the
that had to
early
be some
80s,
frame by
early.
frame stuff.
That is done frame by frame by hand, I would assume. There's not computer stuff yet really that can do anything like this.
And we still have that computer stuff, and we still can't even have the imagination to do stuff like that. That's what gets me about this movie.
And the very opening shot where you have the Paramount, the famous mountain, and then it turns into that gong, I guess it is.
Yeah. Right.
And then, it gets to this, and then and right off the bat, the colors, the dance number with all the girls and the blonde hair and stuff, like in the nightclub that they're in. It's, it's a more big budget movie, for lack of a better term.
Someone's talking to you, Jericho, from Tammy, aka Quick Draw McGraw. Hey, Jericho, check your email right now. Just made a clip of Gabe almost spitting out his water. So, you want me to do another take, Tammy? I could actually spit it out. That might be funnier.
Yeah, it was close, man. But
it was fun.
Oh, practical effects are the best. Studios are lazy now. Oh, one thing before I forget.
Please.
Because we're talking about practical effects and props. You know, one of the things my family got me for Father's Day. We were speaking of Father's
Let's
Day.
have it.
I got amazing gifts. I got this. It is Professor Indiana Jones, Barnett College, Hamilton Hall, Grove Avenue, Fairfield, New York.
Grail Diary?
Absolutely.
Dude,
I sent you a picture of this on Father's Day. Not only is it a Grail's Diary, it has all his effects. It has like train passes. It has a ticket to go see Dr. Jones speak. It has like photos that he would have had in his wallet, like Sean Connery there with his kid. It has all this stuff. It has some maps. And then it has a recreation of the Grail Diary itself, the entire thing.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's one of the gifts I got on Father. My family's like the best gift givers, my wife and kids, They got me some amazing stuff. So
yeah, it's great when people, you can tell people put a lot of thought into it. And I got that email, Tammy. Hey, thank you.
Love it, man.
It has an old unused condom from Dr. Jones.
Whoa, are you sure it's unused?
Let's all hope so.
They were made of metal back then.
That's no fun.
Where did they get it? The horn one. I don't know if I just had to guess. Probably Amazon. You can get all kinds of bootleg stuff on Amazon. So, yeah.
And they have used condoms there too. So it depends on what you're into.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I prefer unused. That's just me. I prefer unused. So.
Any port in a storm.
That's right.
I'm a bit of a prude. I prefer them unused.
I prefer them unsoiled, if you would, my dear. Yeah, true that.
You know what they say about the used prophylactic? You know what they say? That's fucking disgusting. That's what they say.
That's right.
Oh.
You thought there was going to be a joke there. No, just sheer terror and disgust.
Gross.
Well, there's regular, there's Magnum, and then, of course, there's Monocle. And I think we all knew
Magnum. The Magnums.
They had condoms back then. I think I've been told there was like
back in the 20s,
like sheep gut ones, like in the
sheepskin.
Like woof.
Yep.
So does it have the Hitler autograph? I hope not.
I hope not too.
I saw someone post a picture of Indiana Jones getting Hitler's signature in The Last Crusade. They're like, I can't believe he did this. We need to cancel Harrison Ford. Like they were joking that it was a real photo, like he met Hitler or something. I don't know.
And 8,000 people believed them.
Yeah, I guarantee you, somebody's like, "What?
Wow!"
Did you?
That was a great part. That was a great part in that movie. He bumped into him, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then he just grabbed his book and said, "You little Nazi bastard."
Did you first know Harrison as Indiana Jones or Han? Oh, Han Solo, all the way. Star Wars was my life until, from my earliest memories, 3-4 years old. Star Wars was my entire life. It's why I started drawing. I started drawing Star Wars space battles at 3 years old. But Star Wars was my life until I was 11 or 12 and then discovered Ninja Turtles. Oh, still love Star Wars, but then Ninja Turtles.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Heroes in a Half Show, man.
Right.
Ninja Turtles is my jam.
Turtle
That's
Power.
That's a whole nother.
We got to do the Ninja Turtle movies, man.
Even
though the first one was only good one. We got to do the Ninja Turtle.
You don't like
movies.
Vanilla Ice in the sequel? Go
that
Ninja,
shit
go
was
Ninja,
so
go.
so
Ninja,
garbage.
Ninja,
Go.
Have you ever
Come on now. What about What about Partners in Crime, man? What about Turtle Power with Partners in Crime? You got to give it, man.
Oy.
That's the best song.
The second one could have been better, especially with the addition of Ernie Reyes Jr. You know, kicking ass as a pizza delivery guy. Come on, man. That could have been so good.
I think there's an amazing picture of Ernie Reyes Jr. in one of the scenes in the first Ninja Turtle movie, and he's in the Donatello suit or whatever fighting, and he's laughing in real life. And the way he has the head and the mask tilted back, you can see his mouth inside the Ninja Turtle's mouth.
Yes. You can.
And it made it into the movie. It looks grotesque. It's so weird looking.
Yeah. I hate a person.
Yeah, it was real bad. The second one was terrible, but
I never saw the third one. I never saw the third one.
I don't think I ever saw is there a third one?
There's Turtles in Time. They time travel back to like ancient.
Oh, I did see that. Oh shit, that's bad. I think is that the one?
Insult.
Is that the one with Leslie Nielsen? Or is that another one? Is that Surf Ninjas? That might be Surf Ninjas, also with Ernie Reyes Jr. Wow. And Leslie Nielsen plays like a evil general samurai. Oh man, the 90s were good, but there's some bad to it too. It gave us some turds.
None of the misers trying to get us to watch Masters of the Universe. I love Dolph Lundgren. I love Dolph Lundgren, so I refuse to watch that movie.
That was like his first movie, but like he didn't even know English.
If he dies, he dies.
And they gave him like 3 chances on his lines. He had 3 chances to get it right, and then they were going to dub it. So that's why he doesn't speak very much in the movie. It was It was just a ripoff of Star Wars. He had stormtroopers and everything. That movie was terrible.
It was I don't know if I'd go that far. I think it was a ripoff of Spaceballs.
And what's her name? Courtney Cox was in it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I met Dolph Lundgren, and he was very nice to me. I met him and hung out a little bit. I've shown the photo on here before. I'm not going to dig for it. My wife and I went to the DC Comics Aquaman movie premiere in Hollywood, California. And, you know, he was in the Aquaman movie. So we were at the party all night at the Roosevelt Hotel, and I met him and talked to him. Talked to him about Rocky, actually, not about Aquaman. And he was a very nice, gracious dude, at least when I was talking to him. So I got nothing but good things to say about Mr. Lundgren.
I'm sure he's a great person. So, but Masters of the Universe was a piece of shit.
Canon Films. How dare you, Sean Crummell?
It's
Canon
true.
Films is the home it's the home of Jean-Claude Van Damme. How dare you?
They did a lot of classic movies. They just sucked. That's all.
Yep.
Prayers up for Dolph Lundgren too. He talked about his cancer diagnosis on Instagram. So yeah.
Oh geez.
If you're the praying kind, say a prayer. He seems like a real good dude.
Dolph. That's fucked up.
You know, yeah. So anyway, back to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. We opened in Hong Kong in 1935. The atmosphere here is fantastic. I love the concept of just Hong Kong in like crime movies and adventure movies. Hong Kong is so mysterious. You know, the British ruled it for 100 years. It's a lot of Van Damme movies are in Hong Kong. I think Steven Seagal probably ends up there in a few movies too. Hong Kong
Bruce Lee.
Great, of course, right? This great, exciting, mysterious city, a great setting for action and adventure. We're in a nightclub with gangsters and stuff. And Willie is our girl, not Marion. Marion is, who knows where she is in this movie.
She doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is a year or two before in his chronology.
She's not even like here yet.
Right.
And what are they making? This is the thing that is so beautiful. So you guys know the story of the creation of Indiana Jones, right?
No.
Well, his mom and dad fell in love.
When a man and a woman.
No. It was hate sex. No, here's the thing. No, the origin of Indiana Jones was that they went away on vacation, I think after Empire or Star Wars, not sure which one. And George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. And Steven Spielberg goes, I want to direct an Indiana Jones movie. I'm sorry, not Indiana, a James Bond movie. And he goes, I've got something better than James Bond. And he pitched him Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he goes, he's an archaeologist. He goes on these adventures. This will be your James Bond. So when they made the second movie and he makes his first appearance where he's drinking, essentially out of, I believe, a martini glass or whatever else, and he's wearing the Bond suit in this exotic location, total nod to James Bond.
Okay.
You get to the third movie, they wrap it up by having the original James Bond as his father, which he was in every sense. It's awesome.
And he pulls it off too. He looks good. In that suit, in that role. If he had a British accent, I wouldn't be mad if he was a James Bond.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Mouse C, I'll address this later in the show, but I told you I never liked this movie. I rewatched it. I now have a new opinion of this movie, but my new opinion has something to do with Kate Capshaw. Okay, so I'll get to what I think of her in a little while here. But you say you give it to Jericho. Capshaw was the best indie girl. I'll let you know what I think of that comment later. So anyway, we open with a really great looking dance number. Kate Capshaw. She's singing, I think, in Mandarin or Chinese. I'm not sure what the actual difference is. Cantonese and Mandarin. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that stuff. So anyway, but it's a fun number. It harkens back to that old day, those kind of things. And they're dancing around, and it's anything goes, but it's all in either Cantonese or Mandarin. I don't know. But and then you got this guy. He's a gangster, and he's meeting up with James Bond, but not really.
Yep.
Bond.
I argued with my son when he was high school to wear the white tux with the red carnation. And for 2 years, I think he just told me it was dumb. His senior year, he wears it and goes to prom with like the prettiest girl in the school. And he looked so amazing in the photos. And I'm like,
killed it.
I told you.
Yeah.
And he's like, you were right. I'm like, dude,
fucking listen to me, kid. Do you know how easy your life would be if you just listen to me?
Right.
Man.
I will guide you through it. It doesn't matter what you think. Just do what I tell you. Say what I tell you to say, and life will be a fucking breeze.
Are you telling the truth here, Sean Crumble, that Kathleen Kennedy was one of the backup dancers?
Yes, she was. Yes. We have another dance she did recently. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that she's written some new Star Wars movies because the woke ones, they didn't do so good, but I think they're going to try and like really keep going that way. And she was explaining a scene to some other, the movie producer people, and they kind of didn't get it. So she said, here, let me perform it for you. And someone leaked the footage out of the studio there at the Mouse House at Disneyland. And I think I have it here. Hold on. I'm looking. Where is that? That is I think I found it. Yeah, here it is. Someone leaked the footage of her new scene.
No.
Fade in. MGJ on the track. Fade in.
Get it,
That's
girl.
right. That's right. Star Wars is going to be lit in 2025.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
Good for her.
I like how we just all started feeling the rhythm and dancing,
With a scene like that, with a song like that, how could you not?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like a seizure.
I think infectious is the word we're looking for.
How could any man resist,
Yeah.
Yep.
Double Bruce, thank you, friend. Very generous. The Temple of Doom. You talking about the White House.
It could be. It is right now. It certainly is.
Let's see. Do you, Kathleen Kennedy, going to get fired? Oh, do I think so? I don't know, and I don't care. Marvel, Disney, DC, whatever. Do what you want, guys.
Minnie wins the chat.
Where's my daughter? Oh, why, Dad?
Why, Dad?
This is how it is.
Why? That's a valid question. What's up, Minnie?
Oh my God.
What up, Minnie?
Don't blame me, Minnie. This is how it is.
Much love.
Okay? I'm just telling the truth. That's what I'm doing.
The truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Indy sits down with, I forgot his name. It's something Lee, Che Lee, Cho
It's
Lee.
Lao She.
Lao She.
I was close. And they have this deal where he was going to bring the remains of one of the first emperors of China. I don't know, some dynasty.
Yeah, Nuhachi.
All right. He was going to bring him the remains to, what'd you guys say his name? Lao Che?
Lao She. One of the easier Chinese names.
Right.
That's right.
And they're supposed to give him a diamond for it. And then they don't want to do it, and they want to rip him off and all this stuff. And they have this very intense, bordering on the edge of deadly like confrontation here at the table in the middle of the nightclub while people are reveling, dancing, drinking, eating, music is going, and they're sitting there. And I guess Kate Capshaw is Lao She's girl. So she has a seat over here, and Indy sticks a fork in her ribs or a knife in her ribs. Like, you do something to me, then I'm going to hurt this broad.
Yeah, it was like a two-prong, like, I don't know, escargot fork or some shit.
Was it like a shrimp fork or something?
Yeah, he stuck it in her ribs. He was going to give her the business if Lao didn't cough up the diamond. I guess he promised him if he brought Nuhachi, he'd give him a diamond. So damn it,
Right.
Indy wants his diamond. Or I'm gonna stick
Yeah, I
your girl
love
in her, I'm
ribs.
gonna stick this broad.
You know where you never have to worry about getting stabbed in the ribs while you're eating at a restaurant? Pasta Mania, brother. This place is 100% safe. We have only had 5 deaths in this restaurant in the last decade. That is among the lowest of violent restaurants in the continental United States. I just wanted you guys all to know that.
That's great. Yeah, I'm for it.
Nobody gets killed at Pasta Mania. A lot of people think people do, but if someone is dying at Pasta Mania, they take them out to the sidewalk and let them die there.
Yeah, you'll never die inside of Pasta Mania. You will be
Right.
removed, and it's
Right.
probably your fault. You're probably trying to shove that good red sauce, that good gravy down your fucking throat, and you get a piece of mozzarella across your throat. Next thing, you're choking out, but not in here. Hulk Hogan will come out of the kitchen personally and escorts you to the sidewalk to die in peace.
That's right. That's how it has to be.
He's just a good man for that.
Yep.
So so there's a lot of threats and stuff going back and forth. There's guns being pointed at people. He's threatening to stab this lady. Give me my diamond. Give us the stuff. And they do send him over that nice little martini or whatever's in there.
Very nice of him.
And,
little celebration.
Shaken, not stirred.
He's always a shaking or stir, you
Right.
prick.
Little celebration. Oh, and earlier in the scene, Harrison Ford sees another Chinese gentleman that's they're friendly, and the guy's a waiter, and that's going to come into play here in just a
Yeah, they
minute.
kind of say what's up to each other.
Stab the like.
So hard.
Check the private. I will check the private chat. There's something for me over here. Oh, geez, Jericho, you're on top of me again. Thank you.
Don't say that. I'm on top of it, not Gabe.
Okay.
You guys are like so on top of each other right now.
You're so on me right now.
Sean
You're so
Crumble,
on top of me.
thank you very much for the super chat, and I forgot this. Please forgive me.
it.
I'm sorry.
You're so behind me right now.
I'm sorry. All right. So they kind of seem to settle their differences. He gets the diamond, they get the urn. And
Well-
they can have a drink. And no, go ahead. Maybe I'm getting that one wrong.
There's a classic trope in here. Of course, he's about to ingest the drink, and she bumps his arm, so he stops taking the drink. You put holes in my dress, blah blah blah. And Lao She is like, "Hey, shut up, whatever. I'll buy you a new dress. Be quiet," because he wants Indy to drink the drink. So there's that classic. He's about to, and then something happens, and he does it. And there's a few of those classic tropes in this movie.
Do you see the comment at the chat, guys? The Weapon X is saying.
Yep, that's right.
Holy shit, that's the Shidoshi for JCVD.
Shidoshi. What a weird. I've never heard Shidoshi said so weird than when
And
Van
you'll never
Damme
hear
said
it
it
again.
with that thick,
my
thick
God.
French Belgian accent.
The
Shidoshi. Shidoshi.
I drink a martini.
Mr. Tanaka.
Anyway.
So yeah, he wants him to drink that shit. Yeah, drink it,
Right.
Andy.
Down the hatch. And then why does the waiter buddy of his pull the gun again? What is this moment here?
Because
And,
he won't give up the fucking diamond or the antidote.
Oh, that's right.
He won't give
That's
up the
right.
antidote because he's like, "Why are you laughing?" And he pulls a little vial out. He goes, "What's that?" He's all, "Antidote for the poison you drink, Dr. Jones." They all start laughing and shit. And then, and then his
Am I
homeboy
growing
comes over.
hard of hearing, or have you developed a sense of humor? I loved that.
And so then homeboy comes over and they see the gun, then they stop laughing. He goes,
Right.
"Great service here. Like, this is my boy right here. Now what's up? Now you give me that antidote, or my homeboy right here is gonna blast you."
And it doesn't work out. Bottles start
doesn't.
popping. So there's these loud exploding noise, people opening big magnums of champagne. And during that, the guy at the table with the face this guy has such a punchable face. I don't know why. I just want to, this guy's face irritates me.
Yeah, the great casting. He played
Right.
I think in some action movie, he was like you see him in other movies and he's older.
Right.
But
Yeah.
he was in
Bruce Lee's
Transporter.
dad.
Yeah, and he was
Bruce
in
Lee's dad,
Transporter.
too.
He was the dad of the girl that the Transporter, Jason Statham, was protecting or whatever. Like when you see this dude older, and you're like, oh, him. Like that's he has, and he found his niche, his niche, and that's the role he always plays, is some
Right.
bad,
No, he's a good
guy.
bad guy. He's a good bad guy because he's not ugly, but he's mean looking. He looks mean.
Yeah.
You know? So
For sure. Yeah, Jason Statham, he's the dad in that one.
Oh, he plays Bruce Lee's dad in the biopic. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dragon the Bruce Lee story. Yeah, man.
Yep, sure
Mark
does.
Luther Confession. I love how he said the poison works quickly, but that scene lasted forever, and then he left the building and he was still alive.
That's right.
No, but he drank it. He drank it though.
Right.
Because after this goes awry, this little sit down meeting, they get up or first, the classic, another trope. Indeed, we have a lot of good adventure together. Like nobody ever just dies. It's always some last words. Let me hold you in my arms. The bad guys could be fucking him up right now, but for some reason they don't. And his homeboy dies, so he's still under the effects of the poison. So the next scene, he grabs like this big ass like skewer with some chickens on it, and fucking throws it in this dude's chest. He grabs that thing and throws it in this dude's chest who's sitting next to Lao She. And this, remember people, this is PG back in the day. There are going to be some images in this movie that might shake you to your core, but this was PG. This was a family movie back in the 80s. And he picks that thing up and just throws it in homeboy's chest.
Right.
Which isn't good. And then he shoots his gun on accident, and that sends everybody running around.
And if this was
just like that.
A Marvel cinematic movie and he slammed the chicken on someone, he'd be like, dinner is served.
Yeah.
And wait a
so
minute.
stupid.
What is going on with Sean?
Sean he's not with us, man. He got
skewered.
No. He got
Damn it.
skewered with that thing.
I knew this would happen.
Well, sharp things around Sean. Something bad is going to happen. Man.
You know, he got skewered by chicken again. Guys, this isn't the first time the chicken that Shanta's had a poultry-related injury.
No,
it's how I wanted to go.
It's how I wanted to go, boys.
Guys, this isn't even the first time today that Shanta's had a poultry-related injury.
Yeah, his family don't even care anymore. When they come, babe, I'm the chicken. They don't even give a fuck anymore.
Like, nah,
we're on number 9, boys. We're on number 9.
Crazy son, bitch.
You get a fighting, you get a shootout. Indy and the girl get out of the. Oh, go ahead.
He gets the antidote. So, and all this chaos, the classic bar fight scene breaks out. So, in the chaos, the vial of antidote gets knocked out of the dude's hand. Willie drops the diamond, and then somebody knocks over a thing of ice. So now the diamond's all shuffled in with the ice, and she can't find it. She's on the floor looking for the diamond. He's on the floor looking for the antidote, and she finds it and puts it in her brassiere, where it puts it right there with her tits. And then he finds her, or no, I think it was in the, he's right. Mark's Music Obsession, I think he's right. Because he doesn't get the antidote until they're in the car, because he reaches in her bra and takes it out.
Right.
So through all this, he's dying from poison, air quotes. And Lao She, I guess it's his son or whatever, with the hand bandage, he grabs a Tommy gun and starts spraying the place. And so that big gong in the back of that big guy standing in front of him on the right, the dragon on it, he somehow knocks that down, and that's their cover. That's their shield while he's spraying with the Tommy gun. And then they both jump out the window, and something you don't see very often, something that's probably relegated to these like period pieces that take place in this time, but a lot of falling through awnings coming up, which is really nice.
That's that Jackie Chan's classic move where he falls through awnings.
Yeah.
So,
and then this is their they fall through the awning. The last one they don't break through, but it breaks their fall, and then they hang on for a second, fall. This little car pulls up, and this is their driver, Short Round, who is Indy's little homeboy, his little protege.
I'm just saying, Indiana Jones is a smart man. He's a college-educated professor. He's a man of the world. He's a Renaissance man. He has made a mistake here that makes me question things, though, about his critical thinking. He's in a dangerous situation.
Here we go.
He needs a getaway driver, and he chooses an Asian person.
But he's in China. What's he going to do?
Okay.
That's where they make Asian people.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, what's he going to do, man?
No, you're missing the point. First of all, if we're talking about just, whatever, you've got even though it's, British Hong Kong, you've got a young lad speaking fluent English. This kid's got some serious knowledge. Look at his hat. He's got a.
Holy smokes, crash landing. He has some good lines in this too.
The real Sean Crummell. He's Asian, but at least he's not a woman. True.
Oh,
True.
zing.
He went there.
Zing.
He went there.
Yeah, and I'll just say for the whole movie, I really like Short Round's character. That's a fun character.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he would have fit into The Last Crusade with Sean Connery and all that, but he's a fun
you
character.
can't take a little kid with you to
Well,
Nazi Germany.
This kid character, that if they had worse writing for this character, this could have gone sideways.
Oh yeah,
annoying child sidekick. And they found a kid that could act. He had chops, he had charisma. He's a good looking kid. He was funny. But we've all seen child actors. Me and my wife call those kind of kids Barney actors, is what we call them.
Yep.
Hey Barney, the other kids had a hoedown and left me out.
They did not invite me. Aww.
And what would
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, you little fucker. I'll be here with you, you little fucker.
Barney, one of the older kids offered me something in a package. They look like pills. What should I do? They said I wasn't cool if I won't take it.
Please tell me you still have the product with you, you little fucker.
Can you go darker?
Yes, we can. Gabe, you lead and I'll follow.
Well, I didn't take them because my mom's boyfriend said you can't trust people with stuff on the street because it's not pure anymore.
Well, don't listen to him, you little fucker. He's a bad guy. Does he make your mommy cry?
When he's there, but he comes and goes. I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks.
Ooh, that's too bad, you little fucker. But at least your mommy's not walking out of the bedroom with a pack of frozen peas on her eye.
No, yeah, you're right about that. I haven't seen her in a few weeks either. He said they were headed to Vegas for something. I don't know. It's just been me at the house. I'm running out of bologna. What do you think I should do?
Ooh, that's pretty bad, you little fucker. But first, where's that powder that they gave you at school?
Here it is. Why don't you tell me if it's safe?
Goodbye.
I can just see Barney too with those legs just running down the street with his bag of yay.
This better be good, you little fucker.
Dude, Barney's a dick, man. Once he got the drug, he was gone.
Wasn't he the kid in the Goonies? Yes, he was the kid in the
That's
Goonies.
right. Side note, here's a little tidbit for you. He accompanied his brother to the audition who was actually auditioning, and they liked him better. So they asked him to audition. So tell me that wasn't an awkward ride home with his brother who didn't get the role, and his stupid brother did.
Could you just see his mom or dad? His mom or dad to the brother that didn't get the part. Why can't you be like your brother?
Oh, it's. But no, listen. This is the thing that that'll make that story even more poignant and make you realize, like, damn, whatever this kid's family was that he came from, they were some special people. When he won his Academy Award, right, which he won this past year, this actor, he thanked his younger brother, who was the one at the audition, he brought to the ceremony. And he said, because he calls me every morning and asks me if I'm taking care of myself. And I went, damn, these boys are close. Holy shit. Great family, man. Great family.
That could have been the perfect breeding ground for some animosity.
Yep.
You know, especially if he was the effortless brother, the brother that didn't have to try, captain of everything. You know, everything just came so easy. Oh, that could have been a real turning point for their relationship.
I like this here from Double Brewski. Fun fact: the role of Short Round was originally offered to Danny DeVito. He was busy filming Taxi, and the film was going over budget, so they hired cheap child labor and kept the name. I don't know. Wow, I've never heard that. That sounds very funny. It's funny because, like, the next year, Danny DeVito is one of the bad guys in Romancing the Stone, which is in the same vein of these Indiana Jones movies, which we're going to do Romancing the Stone on this channel. I freaking love that movie. And our buddy old pal, Dean Cain, said he will come on and do Romancing the Stone with us because it's one of his favorites too. So we'll have him on sooner or later to do that one. So, real quick, I want some more advice from Barney. Jericho, is he still there? Is Barney around?
Ring a bell. Barney did right there.
Right here.
Barney, my brother won the movie role from me when we went to my audition. They liked him better. What do you think I should do about it?
Well, first of all, change the tone in your voice. You sound like a little pussy.
You're not supposed to say bad words like that, Barney. What do I do about it?
Hey, you little fucker. Whose name is up there on the monarchy? I can say what I want, you little turd. Now get on with your question.
Just what do I do? I just feel like my brother got the acting role, and I thought it was going to be mine.
Well, you got to play the long game, kid. If you play your cards right, try to be his financial advisor. Siphon the money from his account, and look who wins.
Okay. Okay. I'll find out what siphon means, and I'll find out what financial advisors are.
Google it, you little fucker.
Okay.
Oh, God, your favorite. Google it.
Abusive Barney.
Yeah, I want Barney to say, show him this vial and tell him it's the antidote to the poison he just drank.
DeVito was great in Romantic Stone. That's a lot of people's favorite role of Danny. He's great in everything. He's got great timing, great charisma. He's a fantastic roly-poly villain in that movie. I love that movie.
Well, my two favorite Danny DeVito roles, Batman Returns, of course, as the Penguin, and Ruthless People. That's a deep cut. But I think, was it Bette Midler in that movie? It's about like him like trying to kill his wife for insurance money or something. I can't remember, but it was one of those late 80s, when we talked about this design, this type of font, everything was an upside down triangle with turquoise and yellow and polka dots and shit. It was very much that. It was a lot of, rolled up sleeves like Miami Vice and collars up with skinny ties. I just remember it was so colorful as a kid, but Ruthless People, that was a good one.
Yeah, he was good in LA Confidential too, which is an underappreciated performance by him as the shitty newspaper reporter who's getting, the gossip rag guy in that movie, which is great. But I'll say this, Danny DeVito is a middle finger to every actor who blames their physical appearance or their height or whatever. I'm serious, like legit. Yeah. Work that shit out, period. Like, find another reason. Fucking amazing.
Vic Vega, I vaguely remember that movie, The War of the Roses. I remember seeing the newspaper ad. But if you tell me The War of the Roses has Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito, I gotta watch it then, because
I remember that. Hell yeah. You remember War of the Roses?
Never saw it. I remember that.
Yeah, it was great.
It's like two people going through a divorce, and it gets really funny, but also nasty. And stuff.
What was that? What was the one where the woman came back as a ghost? She falls down the stairs and
Death
dies.
becomes her.
Yeah.
Death becomes her. Yep.
In the early 90s, there was this cluster of movies. Like he just said with War of the Roses, Death Becomes Her. She was a Roseanne Barr or whatever, a she-devil. Somebody mentioned in the chat. Like there was this cluster of movies in the early 90s that they get under the radar. But yeah, Death Becomes Her. That was a good one. Was it Bruce Willis? And who was in that?
Jack Nicholson, wasn't it? No, was he?
No, I don't think Jack Nicholson.
No, it was Bruce. It might have been Bruce Willis.
It was a good one. I remember seeing the previews for that.
Oh gosh, this is killing me.
Yeah, Death Becomes Her. Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Yep.
Isabella Rossellini.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Now that's a dame right there.
Hey, Isabella Rossellini, over here. Your last name ends in a vowel. Come over here.
That's right.
Yep.
Goodness. Someone gave me a nice little compliment in the chat there. They what did they say here? It was Shrapnel, our good friend Shrapnel. But it made me wow, these comments going by. Hello, Gabe. I'll take you monster of a good man. Well, let me take a short break because I want to share some good news. I think enough people are in here now. We'll take a break from Indy. But these are inside neck labels that I made because I have my own brand of clothing for my website that's going live, I think, at the beginning of July. I call it Big Man Threads because my comic book company is called Big Man Comics. And that's the logo for Big Man right there. And but I sent these over to the screen printer. I'll be getting a huge batch of shirts tomorrow. And the first 3 shirts I'll have on my website, original designs by me. This one here.
Boom.
You'll be able to get this at Comic-Con and at the thing I'm going to tell you about at Comic-Con, American and Proud of It. You can get that from my website or when you meet me at Comic-Con. I got a big booth at Comic-Con, centrally located. And there's some other great people you guys love that you're going to be able to meet there too. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Anti-Socialist Social Club. I love that. And then this one too. We all know what that means. Fool around, find out. I'd like to see you try. So those are the first 3 I'm going to have on my website under Big Man Threads. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of other great stuff to announce. Comic-Con is going to be huge for me and my company and all that. And my friends Jericho, myself, and one Dean Cain will be live in person Friday, July 21st at Basic. It's Bar Basic. It's a pizza place during the day, but it's a swanky, sexy nightclub at night. It is just steps from the San Diego Comic-Con. It's like a 10-minute walk, like 3 blocks away. It's awesome. It's right there. We want you to come and meet us. We're going to do a really fun Q&A with Dean Cain, me and Jericho hosting. We'll take questions from the audience. My buddy owns the bar. I've hosted my Comic-Con fundraisers there for like 7-8 years in a row before COVID. It's a great place, Basic, and it's right by the convention center in San Diego. So that's going to be a ton of fun. And then at my booth, I'm sure Jericho will be at my booth a few times during Comic-Con. And then Mr. Eric July himself of Ripperverse will be at my booth at least once. So you'll be able to get some Ripperverse comics, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. There'll be more details. I'll do formal advertising and all that. But we're going to do a lot of fun stuff for Comic-Con, guys. It's going to be freaking awesome. So
and you mentioned the meet or the Q&A, right?
Mention what now?
The Q&A, right?
Yeah, the Q&A is at Basic Friday, the 21st. Yeah. I'll get the time and all that for everyone. I already have the time, but I don't want to say anything just yet on that. I'll give more details later.
Diesel, if you don't fucking make it, Diesel, that's it.
Right.
We're gonna vote you off the island and extinguish your tiki torch if you don't make it.
Yeah. Damn. He could be a bodyguard. That's right. He's a big dude. Tammy, you'd love. Well, get out of here, Tammy. You got to come all the way from Florida to.
Yeah, she's down in Florida.
Yeah, she got to go to the Best Coast. You got to come out here, Best Coast. So
yeah, you got to come out to the left coast.
When's the TNA? That's up to you, buddy. Every man has to figure that out himself.
Yeah, we can't answer that question for you.
Right.
You have to know. You'll find
when you man to
when
fish.
the time comes, you'll know.
Yeah.
All right, Diesel. Well, we'll see you there, and we'll have all the details and everything for you guys to see. Working on some funny advertisement stuff for it with Dean and all that, and Jericho put together some little videos and stuff. So yeah, and when the t-shirts and all that go live, when all that goes live, you guys will be the first to know. I'll let you know. So and we want Shanth to go to this.
Yep.
We want you there, Shanth. We need to figure out how to get you from Rhode Island, the Ocean State, out to the Golden State. Yeah,
I think we should keep it. I think we should have some discussions after the show, and we should keep it a mystery. Will they or won't they?
Ooh,
I think we should get you out here, Home Alone style, in the back of a U-Haul. With
that's going to happen anyway. That's going to happen anyway. Let me tell you something. If I come out there and it doesn't end with me in the back of a U-Haul, I want my money back. End of.
Send me back home. Right.
That's right. Take me drunk. I'm home.
Is there a problem, Ossifer?
Yeah, that's right. I've had too much in alcohol.
Captain Haruno, we'll meet one day. Don't worry, buddy. We'll meet. Let's see. I got $5 on for Shunt. Hey, listen, if you guys want to super chat money to bring Shunt out here, I won't say no.
Go for it. Yeah,
no
we will get that U-Haul.
Bring Shunt home.
That's right. Bring him home.
Bring him home.
You're right.
Because I know 102.3 The Meat will sponsor. I know Pasta Mania will sponsor.
Right.
So
if
you guys want to join in. If you want to join in, that'd be very helpful.
Let's see. Double Brewski, he'd love to go, but his week off this year is going to be spent bear hunting.
That's
so
right.
Does he mean actual bears or like big ugly women or something? You know.
Either way, man, bag one.
Yeah, bag them and tag them, dude.
Either one. Bag
I'm going cougar hunting.
That's what you gotta do. We support all forms of hunting here.
You know, when the cougar ladies out at the club, when they get old enough, they become saber-toothed tigers. They're no longer cougars.
Yeah, exactly. It's all right. It's still a cat.
That's right. Still a cat.
Look at this. Diesel, he's got more than 5 on it for the Shantster. Well, there you go.
Dang.
That's right.
Stepped away for a second. How do I order the Fool Around Find Out shirt? You order it from my website in like 2-3 weeks. We'll get it settled. You know, the website is done. I have an amazing website. I have my own crowdfunding thing that's exactly like a mirror of Indiegogo, Kickstarter, all those things. I have my own stuff. I've already shown it to Shanth and Jericho. I just haven't launched it because I haven't finished the art for it. I thought the programmer guy that was doing it for me, I thought he'd take forever. He finished like in 2 weeks, and this was like 3 months ago he finished. So it's been on me. I've been finishing some other projects, but it's done now. I'm done with some other stuff, and the t-shirts are ready to roll, and it's going to be amazing. So let's see this. I'd love to meet you and Eric and get Isom signed. Well, I will have Isom comic books, the rare ones that Eric July is almost out of. I'm going to have those at my table because I got a bunch of copies of Isom. So I will have those for sale for sure. I'm going to have some. Oh my gosh, I almost spilled the beans on something. I'm going to have some other comic book that I'm working on that you guys, your faces may explode like Raiders of the Lost Ark when you find out what I'm working on. Jericho doesn't know about it.
Yeah,
I'm going to have stuff like that for there.
You came real close. Your mouth was about to form the word.
Right. I almost don't rewind it.
It got no closer than that.
It literally almost came out. But yeah, I'll be announcing that comic very soon. And yeah, you'll see stuff from that. It's freaking awesome.
I'm looking forward to meeting Dean Cain, and I'm looking forward to meeting Eric July, because if I get a picture with Eric July, my brother's gonna shit.
Yeah,
man,
he's gonna be at Comic-Con for like at least one day, and this guy contacted me about coming to my booth and doing a signing and all that. So me and Eric are working on that. I told him he could use my booth as much as he wants, but he doesn't know his exact Comic-Con schedule yet. But we are excited for Comic-Con. It's one of the most fun things to celebrate non-woke good entertainment, and not the Flash movie and not the Elemental movie. These woke things that just
However, for those people who haven't been there before, like we gotta talk, because I don't think Jericho's ever been to such a thing.
No, I never been to Comic-Con.
Two bits of advice I can give you, man, but they're going to be contradictory. Either bring your wallet or don't bring your wallet, because you will see things from your youth that you're like, I'm over that, and then you're going to walk out like you've been robbed. Have tons of things.
Right.
Got to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say, how much money can you spend at Comic-Con? It's like, well, how much money do you have?
All of it. Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
Yeah. When you get that shit that has nostalgia attached to it, or something really cool that you were into, and you're like, oh man.
When you go by the Sideshow Collectibles booth, these guys make the finest like sculptures of every pop culture thing you can think of. And these things are hundreds of dollars is the cheap stuff, thousands of dollars for that. It'll be like a Boba Fett life size, 6 foot tall, fully painted, fully with fabric clothing. And you just put this thing in your house. I don't know what your wife would think of that being in the living room, why Boba Fett's in the living room, but still, if you want to spend thousands on something like that, they have it. Comic-Con is a blast. We have, dinner. I love going out to dinner at Comic-Con with friends. I have great reservations. And it's always my birthday at Comic-Con. And my wife's. It's literally, my wife is the 21st. I'm the 24th of July. And Comic-Con is literally always during that time. So we have a blast out there. So we will see.
Is it during that time this year?
I can't wait.
Always, yeah. Yeah.
Every year. It's weird.
This year, it's the 19th to the 23rd this year. So
yeah, so it's falling right in the middle, dude. Now you're really sweetening the pot for me coming out there.
All right, chat. Well, if you want to see Sean there, let us know.
I'm serious. I love coming out for friends' birthdays. That is a better selling point to me than, that's the best.
Right.
There you go.
Well, you deserve to be there. Meet the Dean Cainster in person. It'll be fun to have all three of us on the panel with him and take questions from the audience. And
we'll get to meet each other.
Yeah, we get to finally meet. Finally embrace physically.
Well,
instead of just all this touching we do through the cameras.
Yeah, hey, as long as you guys are big spoons.
I like to.
I might have to cancel. I actually might have to.
Jericho's like, I won't be making.
I like to think of myself as a ladle more than a spoon. Like yeah.
And Big Baby just comes to step on us dead.
No, yesterday we'll get back to the movie. I swear we're only 5 minutes.
No, we won't. Fuck this. It's over.
Fuck it. Temple of Doom. I like it better than I used to like it. Yeah.
We're out of here. All right.
That's right. Lots of Indians. I'm an Indian. What's the big deal? I see that.
Diesel, I'm going to take your photo and we're going to put it up outside the door of the meet and greet, and you will not be allowed in.
Yeah. Okay? If you see this guy, if you see something, say something. He is not allowed.
I'm not letting anyone 6'8" Raider fan in with KY jelly. I know how that story ends.
There's no need for the jelly, man.
He's gonna be my bodyguard. He's gonna have a giant baby Bjorn like Mini Me and Dr. Evil. I'll just be in the front of that thing.
Hey, I heard you're talking shit about the Raiders, eh? Oh, Yeah, no Raider fan. You leave that at the door, Diesel.
That's right.
Yeah, no
We
Raider
keep it
stuff.
real.
Like, hey, who tracked the Raider in here? Oh, it's everywhere. No.
Hey, look at this. It's already starting.
What?
Tammy, aka Quick Draw McGraw, $5. Send Sean home. Haha, I hope to go, but not sure. I should have changed my name to 72 Cougar because I
I'm
am.
a 72-inch cougar, man. You ever seen one
Let
of
me tell
them?
you something. She's a little gal, 72 inches, but a hell of a good cook.
That's a big old gal.
That's right.
72-foot cougar, man. That's my favorite
right.
year.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna
my
have I've just been beaming talking about this. I was on the guy that owns the bar. He's been a friend of mine for almost 15 years. Our boys played Pop Warner together, like when they were 9 or 8.
Yep.
And they went all the way through senior year, graduating high school, playing football, winning state championships in high school together. So me and this guy, I even was a bouncer at his bar for a minute back in the old days when I worked at Wildstorm. Actually, they didn't pay a huge salary. Believe it or not, DC Comics is cheap. So is Marvel, but DC does pay the best. But I did bouncing on the weekends a couple times for him to make extra money. Being a bouncer is an experience because I'll put it this way. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I'll just leave it at that. So
yeah. And you're not being called over. They're not getting your attention for, hey, bouncer, this guy just paid his tab with no problem. No one's calling you over for that. It's he's drunk, she's drunk, fight, something bad. Somebody needs to be escorted off.
A lot of Raider fans. Tammy,
all Raider fans.
Thank you for the super chat, Tammy. Let's see.
Love it.
I'll fuck you. I'll fuck you. Roll up with the Raiders poncho with the Raiders sombrero. I do owe Tammy something. Thank you. Where's the money ranking? I'm on it. Tammy gets a booty shake. That's true. We'll throw
That's
in
right.
hey, a little something extra for you, Tammy.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your
Perv.
I can't believe it's my daughter that edited that video, by the way, where the butt's just getting closer and closer and
That was
closer.
too
Listen,
much. That was way too
stand-up
much.
comedian, I think I can see it.
That's true. Roast battle champion. Get it right, Sean.
That's right.
That's right. Get
Respect.
it right or pay the price.
But
Is someone
yeah.
trying to add something to the stream? I have another screen on here. Is that my Kathleen Kennedy video?
That might be your Kathleen
Oh,
Kennedy.
I got to remove that then. There was
I
an
can
extra
see.
Yeah,
screen.
you got to get that out of there.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Okay, so anyway, Comic-Con, we'll have plenty more news. We'll get all the details. So anyone that wants to be there, we will love to see you. You do not have to pay to get in. You got to buy your own drinks. It's a bar. If you want to buy a drink, sorry, you got to buy it. But you don't. There's no ticket to get in, nothing like that. So it'll be really fun. Just come on in, hang out, meet us, and it'll be very cool. Very cool. So that's coming.
I'm excited, man.
Someone take over the story here. I don't know what the hell's going on. So,
Oh, well, they just fell off the awning into
Right.
the back, and he goes, holy smokes, crash landing. And then he goes, step on it, short round. And so he goes to his foot, camera pans to his foot. He has blocks strapped to the
Okie
like, tied
dokie,
to the
Dr.
block,
Jones. Hold on to your potatoes.
spins his hat around and hits
Hell
it, man.
yeah.
Not only is this kid intelligent because he's already pretty much mastered English, he's a hell of a driver.
Cars.
Dude, he's a hell. And when this is a boat. This is like a Cruella de Vil car, and he's doing his thing, man, whipping through town. Of course, he has to run into a produce stand or two. That's standard chase procedure. But yeah, little kid pulls it off, man. He's damn good.
My favorite
damn
gun
good.
sound effect you were talking about, Jericho. I love the indie.
Yeah,
Right.
that's. I know this is Paramount, but that's to me. I always know it as the Warner Brothers sound to the gun. But yeah, that's it. And then you grow up as a kid, if you don't shoot very much or don't shoot till you get older, you think that's what a gun sounds like. Not true. But short round, he's doing his thing, man. He's whipping through Shanghai, no problem. He even gets behind like a little rickshaw, and it has like a sailor and a girl. Very the imagery in this movie is great. But he gets behind him, and he's like honking his horn, like, move it out of the way, asshole. And they won't. So, I got to get Indy out of here. So he hits it and hits the back of the rickshaw and lifts the guy off the ground. And then he, turns, and then they go safely into a produce stand. But everybody's okay. And then they turn, and he gets to the airstrip, And this is where
one thing I got to interrupt. There's a shoot. They're shooting out between the car. Indy reaches into the lady's bra and pulls out.
Oh yeah, that's right. He gets the antidote.
He drinks the blue liquid so he won't die of whatever.
Yeah, he once they get a moment to themselves, and she goes, "I'm not that kind of girl," and he reaches in, grabs the antidote. I don't want your titties, girl. I'm trying to live. Slams the antidote.
Just say, any girl who says that phrase is that kind of girl.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm not that kind of girl. It's like, come on now.
I hate bologna sandwiches.
They're like, I'm not that kind of girl, as they like pull the ponytail back and
exactly. That's right.
I'm not that kind of. Okay.
I love the sounds of romance that Jericho produces. Sounds of romance.
Missouri Johnson points out she does drop his pistol.
Yes.
He hands her his pistol for a minute, and it's so flaming hot. She drops it out of the car, of course.
Yeah, and she goes, I broke a nail, or I burnt my finger or something. He's like, where's my gun? Right. I burnt my finger.
So I'm gonna say like a catch-all thing here, and we'll keep moving forward. But I realize why I always didn't like this movie, and I let you guys know on Sunday. It's Willie. It's Kate Capshaw. I don't like this character. She's bitchy. She's whiny. She's entitled. She's the anti-Marion, the anti-Princess Leia. When I think of what I want in a woman, when I think of a woman, I want a ride or die bitch. I want someone that's thick as thieves, someone that is in with you. And this lady is arguing with Indiana Jones, criticizing him, belittling him, being difficult. And that's what I don't. And I realize, other than that, I like the movie a ton. But it's her. She gets on my nerves, this lady.
But in her defense, she doesn't know him, and she doesn't know him yet, and she's a celebrity. She's the bougie. Right. Ooh, I don't do that. I don't do this, and probably has a staff. So she's quite a 180 from Marion. Marion was trading shots with Vladimir, or whatever you call large. Well, they look Eastern European, but I guess they were in Nepal. But whatever you call large Nepalese people, she's trading, vodka shots or whatever with him. So, yeah, she's tough. She's telling the Nazis to fuck off. And, yeah, she's totally different than her. But this is before her. This is before. So you have to get out of that Marion mindset and look at it with some fresh eyes.
What next? That's how I feel about Kim Basinger in Batman. All she does is scream. She's good at screaming, though.
Yeah, and Indy does tell her to shut up. and same thing, another similarity. In this one, he's telling her to shut up, and in Batman, he tells her to shut
up. Tammy, large nipples, JG. Is that what you said? What are you guys talking about? What is the
large
context?
Nipples? I don't think so. But if I did, I meant it.
Okay, I don't know what that's about, but
whatever.
Question. All right. So,
yep.
See, now I'm thinking of like pepperoni slices and salami slices and different things. Like,
why are you taking us down this culinary path? Let's go.
Just where
now the food in this movie is not traditional. Is that safe to say?
It isn't.
See, and this is where
what it's like.
This is.
Go ahead.
See, Indy is allowing. He's thinking he got away with it. He's screw you, Lao She. And I think he did this in Raiders. Wasn't there a scene in Raiders where he was like celebrating too early or something? I'm trying to remember. I think I mentioned it.
I don't remember.
But he's celebrating too early. This is the equivalent. If you guys ever seen that clip of the Cowboys game, was it the Cowboys and Buffalo Bills? Where that Cowboys defensive lineman, he runs and he starts celebrating and he sticks the ball out, and the Buffalo, I think it was a Buffalo Bills. It was Don Beebe. Right. And one of the fastest dudes in the NFL comes flying down the field and knocks the ball out of his hand early before he crossed the line. That's what Indy's doing here. He's all, ha, 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 better luck next time, Lao She. And he slams the door, and you see on the door, Lao She's, aviation company.
It was like air freight by Lao She or something. So, yeah.
Damn it, Indy. So he's in Lao She's plane, basically. And then he, gives a little nod to the hat to the pilot. He's all, goodbye, Dr. Jones. And then they take off, and you're thinking, as a kid, I didn't see that. I just thought he was saying what's up to the pilots. But then pretty soon you find out why he was nodding to the pilots, and begins one of my favorite scenes in this movie. And this whole genre of swashbuckling, finding the treasure, the girl, foreign country, all that shit. This action sequence coming up is one of the best out of all of them.
Real quick, Shrapnel asked me a direct question. Have you read The Last Ronin? I have not. But I agree with you that this treasure hunting, the girl, the clues, all that is what this stuff is about, this genre.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun and exciting. It really is well done. So, and this movie looks fantastic. Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors ever. I don't know who the director of photography was, but the way this thing looks, the way it's edited, the beats, the scene transitions and everything, it's just so well done. This is like peak Hollywood. Very, very well done. I do really appreciate that about this movie. And pretty much all Spielberg's movies, but I think Spielberg's greatest movies are the Indiana Jones movies, not Jaws, not the others. I think it's this. I think these
if you were a director and they said the only movies you're going to have to your credit are the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, I would be like, thank you very much. Should I put my hands in the cement here for my star on the Walk of Fame, or where do you want it? Because I'll take that. I only did 3 movies and they're this. Yeah, I'm done. Goodbye.
Yeah, but he did have a couple of lesser known hits, like Jaws or masterpieces like Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, if that's your B team, if that's your backup team, okay.
Dude.
That's like the dream team in '92. Look who was sitting on the bench. Christian Leitner. Like their bench was ridiculous. So yeah, if this had to be your 3 and you're done, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And then again, we get this visual that I just love from this genre of movies, with the plane flying, and then you get the cross dissolve to the map with the red line telling you where they're headed. I don't know why this is so charming, but it is. There's just something about it that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's American, man.
Right. Missouri Johnson, you're exactly right. This is peak 80s Hollywood. Yeah, I would say this is as good as it gets in the 80s, these movies. And just to be clear, I have a much higher opinion of this movie than I always did. Because I realized Willie gets on my nerves, but I'll defend the Willie character. It's not poorly acted and it's not poorly written. It's just the artistic choice to have like a strident, defiant woman. I don't like that, but it's well written.
But she has an arc. Willie has an arc.
Yeah, she just,
Look, I think what he's trying to say is here on Double Impact, all right, we don't do Willie.
You know what? If it's me, and I'm Indiana Jones, Willie, I'm just going to say it. She needs a spanking. That's what it is.
Look, Sean Connery gave her a little slap.
Yeah, just a little,
And in fact, I think she kind of wanted one. That's just my opinion.
Hey, that could lead to some good stuff. You already got the pants down, and the next thing you know, oh my goodness.
I like how that was acceptable, like an older movie. There's I think it's like the machine. Oh, what is it? The shootist or something with John Wayne, and he's just paddling this lady on the butt. And I think I was watching Rawhide, and some lady got a spanking. I was watching some other old western, and some lady got a spanking. I'm like, now this is the America that I love. Hey, you want to get
that hiney? Yeah. Hey, you're getting a little mouthy there. Come here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dirty girls need love too.
You do.
That's right.
Captain Haruno, in my humble opinion, she wanted it. Tammy with the very, very guilty laugh.
That's right. Yeah, happens.
The guilt-ridden laugh.
Yeah, you know, there do come those times where.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Tensions are high, and one thing leads to another. Like, hey, short round, turn around, you little pervert.
Close your eyes.
There's the problem.
Don't look what I'm about to do here.
Yeah, well, if you want to make sure that a woman isn't going to do something again, whatever you do, don't give her a spanking.
That's true.
She's going to keep doing that shit.
Yeah, you don't want to incentivize bad behavior.
No.
Oh, I dropped it again.
Oh, whoopsie doodle. Oh, come here. Come here.
Call it what it is. Call it what
come
it
here.
is.
Like a Weapon X just being grotesque. Hey, sometimes you need your bottom paddle.
That's right. Come here, you. Bend over there. Bend over there.
You came in at an interesting time. You sure did. You gotta
sure
listen,
did.
You have, yeah.
authentically, Kenny. You
it's kinda
gotta
real.
knock before you barge in. Okay.
That's right.
You're here now. You are here now.
Look, please don't spank me. Panties fall off accidentally.
Absolutely.
Oops. Are they around my ankles now? What are you gonna do?
I guess I'll have to
Please
bend
don't
over to
spank
pick
me.
them up.
All I heard was spank me, honey.
I'm just saying, Indiana Jones could have saved himself some grief if he gave a little bit of loving correction to.
Maybe
this
he
woman.
likes the grief.
Ooh, he
Where's the
likes
4-hour
praise
cut of
me.
this movie? It's just
Uh-huh.
spanking.
Oh yeah, see the cowboy hat was on the doorknob. You should have knocked. You should.
Right.
That's absolutely right.
It's not our fault.
She just walked in anyway. Yeah. You know.
Damn it. That's how kids get bad memories.
Right. Oh boy.
You know?
Let's never talk about this subject. Let's not.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's go out and do it. Enough talk.
Talk about it. You fucking be about it on Double
That's
Impact.
right. That's
Now go
right.
get your wife and spank that ass.
Yeah, no. I mean, do you have any idea how much trouble we're gonna get in? It's gonna be like, I heard you boys talking about spanking. Yeah, I know, babe, but why aren't you wearing pants?
Yeah, see that?
Why-
We're just
Tell her-
marinating the meat right now. We're just
She's like,
marinating.
why, you tell her, why aren't you facing me while you're talking to me?
Hey, let's
That's
wrap
right.
this. Let's wrap this thing up. I gotta
Why do
go.
you-
Yeah,
Why do you
don't
have
turn
this?
your face to me. Sorry. Go ahead. No.
Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. We're done. Goodbye.
Yep, that's right.
right.
Peace.
Spankings to give out.
That's right.
See?
But this, like you were saying, way back when we started this scene, I love the overlay. What does it say? Chung King.
Right.
They just passed Chung King, and they're going through some mountains, probably the Himalayas or some shit, whatever's over there in Asia. And the pilots, those little crafty little bastards, when they did that, when they nodded their head to Lao She, he was saying, hey, remember the plan. When you get to a certain point, jump out of the airplane with parachutes and leave Indiana Jones and the woman and the boy to go down with the airplane. So Indy and the crew, they're all passed out in the back. And as a kid, I always wondered, why are they laughing? Because when they sneak, they like walk in between them and they're sneaking like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're going to wake them up. So they go out the back door.
They aren't that bright, Jericho.
Yeah,
They
they're not
jumped
at all.
out of the plane in the middle of nowhere. The
fucking
next scene is them
Himalayas.
freezing to death in the Himalayas.
He's like, yeah, we'll come get you. Yeah, we'll come pick you up. And so these fools jump out in the Himalayas and they open the door and there's chickens. So all these feathers start blowing around. Willie's the first one to, what? And she looks. And how could you sleep through that? I don't care how tired you are. How are you going to sleep through that cold air, chicken feathers and shit? But they do. Willie wakes up and she goes to the front. She's like, no one's flying the plane. He's like, what? He goes and looks and yeah, nobody's up there. 2 empty seats.
Best part though, right? Is because she's like, oh my God, wake up, Indiana. And Short Round sits up and goes, you call him Dr. Jones, doll.
Doll. You call him
She's like,
Dr. Jones,
Jones.
doll. She said, okay, I'll try it your way. Dr. Jones, please. And so
That's
he
right.
gets up. He's like, huh, what the fuck? And she goes up there. She's like, you can fly a plane, right? He's like, no, can you? So they're screwed. They're way up, tens of thousands of feet. They're screwed. Then Short Round yells right here, Dr. Jones, no more parachutes. So no more parachutes. The plane is crashing. We're in the mountains. We're speeding through the air. What are we going to do? And somebody has the bright idea. Inflate that fucking raft, that big yellow
Right, and
raft.
it's terrifying too. I mean, it's played a little bit for laughs, obviously, because Indiana Jones always combines danger and death with humor. To a little bit of sugar helps the medicine go down, so you get these adventure things, and they're not too heavy. But the plane clips a mountain peak, right, and like smashes one of the landing gears. So they're almost killed. They almost hit a mountain. They miss it by 10 feet or whatever, the fuselage, and then they jump out of the plane in an inflatable raft.
Crazy. But another thing, the colors, the white, because when they're falling, you can't really tell because the background is white, but they're falling for a long ways in the yellow raft, and then they hit the snow, and then they start sliding down the mountain. And as a kid, I thought this was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
They're sliding down the mountain on the snow, and then I think one of them even says, that wasn't so bad. Classic, another classic movie trope. That wasn't bad.
Say it.
And then fucking wait. Oh yeah, they fall. Then they fall. They hit another cliff, mountain. Fuck that, ain't a cliff. That's a mountain. They fall like another 2,000 feet. I mean, they fall forever. Boom, land in the water. Now it's F5, Whitewater Rapids. You know, and then you got the background, which like obviously they're in front of a screen. But hey, it's 1984. What do you want to do? What do you want me to do?
They tried.
They did. This is the best. This is as good as it's going to get in 1984.
You got to realize this is Lucasfilm, the best special effects house in Hollywood. This is as good as they could get.
Spielberg, this is the top.
Right.
So they're riding down, and then they're in the Whitewater Rapids, and boom, boom. Are they gonna make it or they're not? And then they do make it. They end up coming to the end of it. They're floating, and I think they fell asleep. I don't know how you can fall asleep after that. But they fall asleep in the raft.
I think they passed out.
But they just woke up. They were just sleeping in the airplane. So, but I guess, near death tuckers you out. And so
then they go up a waterfall, like a 100-foot tall waterfall. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was huge. And then, again, Willie's the first one to kind of go, oh, what the fuck? And then they see this scary looking Indian dude standing on the shore. And it's cool because you're showing that Indy. You're showing how well-traveled he is, how well-versed he is. He knows the customs. He knows the language. Like, this dude is comfortable anywhere. He's just that suave, cool-ass dude. You drop him anywhere. Literally drop him anywhere. And, oh, shit, this is where we're at. Boom, here's the custom, the language and everything. And then the guy, they get out of the water, and then this guy starts giving him the rundown of what's going on. And
Jericho, you just showed your American there by saying that this guy was scary. That is just your typical disapproving Indian father. He was like, you call that a landing? Put darkness over all airport. Over all airport. Do you understand? They came from Palace.
This is a happy Indian father.
That's right. He's like, I'm so glad about your B+.
That's fucked up.
What would he say?
I mean, look.
My parents would have loved a B+.
What if he was from like Calcutta and he scrimped and saved for years, working like 3-4 jobs to move his family to America so you could bring home a B+? What would he say to you, Sean?
You're an Asian, not a Bijan.
There you
go. That's what will be said, folks. Know it.
So they meet this mystical, creepy-looking old dude, and he tells them about a village they've got to go see, just up the road. There's a village right by the river they were.
We need you.
Yeah, they were gently going down the river. So let's see.
They're floating along, minding their own business. And so I remember there was a meme during the Sweet and Sour Sniffles. This was like part of the meme. I can't remember what it said. It was hilarious. But as a kid, this part kind of scared me. Like all the people were trying to touch him and stuff. And I guess they're thanking him and almost thanking him and asking him to help. And then of course, again, as a kid, you don't get the gravity of this, but come to find out, they came and the bad guys came and stole their children. Like, well, what do you do all day when your child was taken? You can't focus. You're not eating. You're not sleeping. It's insane. So this whole village, all of their kids were stolen. And so they bring him into like the main hut, like the chief's hut or whatever. And the people are standing around outside and he gives them food. And, of course, Willie being the highfalutin hoity-toity, last night she was performing in Shanghai in a rhinestone dress, eating caviar and shit. This morning, she's, sitting, no pun intended, Indian style, in a hut, eating some food with flies on it. That's unidentifiable. But she's all, I'm not eating this. He's like, you're going to eat it because this is more food than these people have in a week. And you're embarrassing me. So eat up.
Lets her have it.
Dude, he tells her multiple times, shut up.
I think he says, you're offending them and you're embarrassing me.
Yeah.
And he says it all. He says it all with a smile on his face because he doesn't want to cause a scene. Yeah. And he's assuming they don't speak English. So I'm just going to smile and lecture this stupid woman.
Yeah. And the thing about this is, and having been to India 3 or 4 times, like in my childhood and my youth, it's like, you got to think about, the context that they did with this, British Hong Kong, and then you're suddenly thrown into this poverty-stricken, region of India. And it's the thing that gets me about it is when he's telling the story, and no matter how well-traveled you are, man, no matter how well-traveled you are, Indy, who has seen everything he did in the opening sequence, is like, he says they took the children. Like, what the fuck? Is this Target? Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry. It was, sorry about that. Continue.
The guy is talking to him in their dialect, and he's translating to Willie. He's telling her, oh, they came this, they did that. The sun, they dried up all the crops, and the earth opened up and swallowed the goats and all this shit. And then it's all, so like you said, it's all pretty routine to him. Okay, sorcery, goats, swallowed the earth. And then he says they took the kids, and he's like, what? In their language, he says, what? I mean, I assume it's, we could all.
Yeah, no, that's what he said.
Yeah, some things are universal. Yeah. He's like, what? And he told him again, he said, they took the children. They took all their children. And so in that moment, because before he's like, hey, can you help me get to New Delhi? I need to get to New Delhi. I need to get back home and get the fuck out of here. And he tells him that, and that's when he decides, well, I have to do something. And I saw someone in there wrote white savior. I don't know. I mean, he didn't choose to. He's like, let's jump out of the plane here. This looks like a good spot. He was kind of forced into it.
I don't think in
you guys are underestimating Indian racism. I just want to be really clear about this.
Crank it up a little bit.
India's Indians stared into Alexander the Great and were like, whatever. Like, you guys have to understand, this is an ancient country, one, and two, this is the aspect of it that is so beautiful is that if when you watch this flick, and they talk about this a lot in this movie, that Indiana Jones, for all of his bluster and all of his whatever and his lack of belief, because this is before Raiders of the Lost Ark, he's their ideas, which seem not very believable and frankly folklore to him, he sees shit that changes him around. Like, and I think he even says, now you understand at the end of this flick. So there's some beautiful shit. Because I mean, thinking that someone telling you they think that Shiva, a god that you do not worship, and that to you is Hindu mythology, is, I mean, that's some powerful shit this movie has. It's amazing. Very cool.
I think if this movie was made now, and they are making it indie now, I think it would be a white savior now. But to defend, not that anyone was tagging, but to defend Simply Green joking about the white savior.
Oh, no, I knew he meant it in jest.
He was joking about how things are done now. And I've heard that the new Indiana Jones, that lady that's co-stars, is like a total SJW, the British lady. She literally tells him, I guess, in the movie, like, well, you've just, oppressed indigenous peoples all over the world or something. It's like,
have you never seen Temple of Doom?
It's like, now that's entertainment. That's entertainment.
He goes in the caves and mines underneath this castle and saves 800 children. What do you mean oppressed? I'm sure
he frees child slaves. Basically.
That's oppression.
Yeah.
I'm sure their parents were like, okay, go oppress them. Oppress my kids and bring them back to me, please.
Right.
But you know how it is.
Oppress the hell out of them and get them home.
Bring them home. Remove their shackles and bring them home, you oppressor.
I like
they are bringing them home to Salvation parents. So, I mean, it's out of the frying pan. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Take a break with some words of wisdom. If someone pushes you out of the way of a bus, don't worry if his skin color is white or black. Just thank him. Don't worry about white or black saviors. That term was made up by people that would never push you out of the way of a bus. There you go.
Yep.
No, I'm gonna get up and yell at them for pushing me. Why'd you push me? Why'd you let me fucking die?
Oppress these nuts, Captain.
These nuts. Dude, that was 74% of my communication with my friends in like high school was these nuts. We would do that everything. Sometimes we wouldn't even talk to each other because you were gonna step in a D's nuts trap. Hey, they want you to go to the office. Who? D's nuts. Every time. It was ridiculous. I love it.
I got a great one on that. I'll get to right after this. Simply Green says, not to derail, but Sound of Freedom, which is a movie, is looking amazing. I didn't know about that movie till yesterday. I read some stuff about it online. Sound of Freedom does sound amazing. I will have to check that out. My brother posted some fake meme, and it showed like an old Greek statue, and the name was written so it was like it looked like an old Greek or Latin word, and it was it looked like Bofetus or something, but like I looked at it, I was like, oh, Bofidis. You know, like, oh, this is an ancient statue of Bofidis. And then by the time you read the end of the thing, it says Bofidis nuts or whatever.
Love it. You know what movie I wanted to see was that Sisu?
Oh yeah, the dog and the guy in World War II, right?
But I saw the previews. I'm like, but I don't want to play into this. I mean, it just felt like Nazis. Okay, like, yeah, they're bad, and it's okay to kill them, but I don't know. I just felt like it was a trap. Like it was just, I don't know. This is like going to the Nazi well again. But you know, I do like.
When are we going to go to that communist well? I'm serious. The first person to really go at that. We haven't had a good anti-communist movie since the 80s, and even then,
that's what it was. Yeah, it was It was a USSR. The communist
much bigger threat.
Yeah, we hated the commies. That was in the 80s. It was a USSR. Period. Russia, whatever they are now. That was our enemy, and that's who we were battling in the Cold War. Was Russia? Our bad guys in our movies reflected our bad guys in real life, and that builds patriotism. That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, they did away with the commies being bad guys.
That was the worst thing you could be. Was right? A damn commie. All right, boy, I'll let you date my daughter, but you ain't no commie, is you?
You ain't one of them commies, is you?
You know, we fought wars and died because of commies, but now we have democratic socialists. But anyway, Indiana.
Okay, I found it. I had to find it because it's one of the funniest memes I've ever seen. The one my brother sent me. Here it is. Okay. Have you heard of the ancient Greek hero Bophides? He was a lot like Achilles. He had just one weakness, except instead of his heel, it was his groin. You may have heard of Achilles' heel, but have you heard of Bophides' nuts? My brother sent me that like 3 years ago.
That's beautiful,
thought it was
man.
so good. Because look at the word Bophides at the top. That looks like an old Greek or Latin word, like the spelling and all that.
Yeah.
So at first I thought it was legit. I'm like, and me and my brother, we're intellectual guys. We love history and science. And I'm like, oh, he sent me something cool that I didn't know about the Greeks. And then by the time I get to the end, it's like, okay, nice.
Son of a bitch.
That's right. I got you.
Yes. Have you heard of the ancient Greek hero Bophides?
Ladies, if you're wondering what a man is, that's a man in a nutshell. This meme right here. Yeah, we can be, intelligent and enlightened and all that good stuff, but when it comes down to it, we just Bophides nuts, man. We just want a good sophomoric childish laugh.
That's right. That's what it's about. That's
Nonsense.
What the wokies are trying to take from us.
Right. Trying to take both of these nuts.
That's right.
You can have them. You can have them in your throat.
Choke on them. Hunch the filthy. He's got a comment for you, Jericho. Jericho, what is funnier is that Finland, where Sisu is set, was allied with Germany during World War II because they hated Russia more than Nazis. They used to be a Russian province prior to 1918. I did not know any of that.
Dang.
See?
Did not know that.
See? Thanks, Hunch. I had a hunch.
Right. So Indy, he knows about the kids being stolen, and then they're gonna get invited to dinner at a palace right nearby. Now, how do they get invited to the dinner? I don't remember.
Well, no, they don't. They get there first, and then they're invited.
Oh,
so
okay.
he says, we'll take. I got some homeboys that'll take you there, and so they start their trek to Bangkok Palace or Pang. I think it's Pankot, Pankot, Pankot.
Yeah, it's the B is silent as in fox. No, it's they're like got to go to Bangkok Palace, and yeah, you got to remember this, Joe. They came from Palace. It's like you gotta just like that's my ringtone. Like every morning, it's like they came from Palace. Darkness over whole country, over whole country. It's
yeah,
saying,
like it's some real mystical shit. All those things happen to the farmland and the animals. Darkness came over, so this is some serious shit. And he's all, did they take your stones? And he says, were they smooth? Where he's like, yeah, they were. So he knows the lore of the stones and everything. So that also draws him into it. Of course, the kids, yes, but a little what he calls fortune and glory. I'll take that too. That's a nice addendum.
Sorry, that was the best scene right there. When she's putting perfume on the elephant and it shoots the water and knocks.
when you look at it, she like dumped the whole bottle because there's a shot that's above her looking down on the elephant, and there's a couple scenes like he said where she's dumping perfume on the elephant. But when you see it, it looks like she dumped like half the bottle. Like, I'd throw your ass off of me too. So the elephant gets pissed and sprays her with water, and she falls off in the fucking river. And she's all mad, and she smacks her hands on the water, and she's like, I don't want to be here. I was in Paris, and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm here. And she's like, I'm losing my voice. Like, she's just over the top.
I was happy in Shanghai.
It is a similar character arc to Kathleen Turner in Romancing the Stone, where she's the rich, famous author from New York. She ends up with Jack down in the, the South American jungle. And she's a little prissy about it at first, but she turns a lot faster than Willie. Willie stays highfalutin and snobby for most of this movie. You know what I mean? Where she
did Kathleen Turner want to go?
She wanted to go down there and save her sister. She did.
But see, Willie didn't want to go. Willie was on stage performing. Next thing I know, I'm in a car driven by a little kid who could barely see over the steering wheel, and then we're free falling for 500 feet out of a plane. Fast forward, I'm eating food that I can't identify with a fly on it, and then this big stinky elephant. So I'm still in Willie's camp up until this point.
No matter what you say, we're not going to be into Willie. Okay, we're not going to ever be into Willie. And what is
Jericho, you can't just push your Willie. You can't just push your Willie on everyone, Jericho.
I don't want you guys to be in the Willie. I want the Willie to be in you.
Whoa!
There
I
you
don't
go.
care.
That's gonna fucking happen.
I told you before the show. I don't care what month it is. We're not doing that.
Yes, you do.
I got to give a shout out to Tamier in the chat because I did see this, and it's a big thing, which is Shoth. I got Atlas Shrugged today.
Oh,
respect,
nice,
brilliant, greatest book. Love
you will enjoy that. That
you will.
It's an eye-opening book. There's a reason they don't push it in academia or anywhere.
Yep. Afraid of it tonight.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good book. If it's not on their list, read it. Yeah, poor Willie. She gets thrown off the elephant into some brown water, and Indy goes. He's like, "I guess we're camping here tonight." And is this before? No, I think before this scene where she goes, "Wow, those are some big birds," and he's like, "They're not birds, doll. They're giant vampire bats." So she's like, "Oh shit!" She takes a second look. A lot of crazy nature, and they filmed this in Sri Lanka. Part of it, the Indian government wouldn't let them because they didn't like the stereotypes in the script. But a lot of it they filmed in Sri Lanka and Arizona too, of all places.
Wow.
But and then I guess their sound stage was in England. But she's, this is all new to her. She's not like, grimy little short round where, this is every week for him in Indy. This is, very new. She still has, perfume on her. She was carrying damn perfume, dumping it on the elephant. So he's like, well, I guess we'll stay here for the night. And here's another one of those classic movie tropes, not necessarily action or adventure, but you can see it in any movie where something is not dangerous. Like in here, the elephant keeps messing with her with its trunk. She's like, knock it off. Because he's telling her, he's explaining the lore of the village they came from and what they believe in and these stones and the gods. He's breaking it down for her and us. A lot of exposition, big exposition dump in this scene. And she's trying to listen. Look at that, Gabe. She's actually quiet and listening with what's going on. And the elephant keeps fucking with her. She's like,
maybe she got a spanking and it was off screen.
Yeah, man, we missed that. We need to get the director's cut because I want to see that. I need pointers.
It's 4 hours long.
I'm like,
just the spanking.
So the hand is not completely flat. Okay, it's at an angle. I need pointers. Okay. So the elephant keeps fucking with her. She's like, knock it off. So then at the end of the story, she goes, there's a big ass snake that comes down from the branch. But now, of course, they set it up to where she's going to think this is the elephant again. And Indy, you know how he feels about snakes from the first movie. Right. He's like, he can't even talk. He's like, no, please, Willie, no. And she goes, I said, knock it off. And she grabs the snake and fucking throws it. And it's like a 6-8 foot, Burmese python that she throws over there. And then he's scared shitless. And she's like, I hate that elephant. So she never knows what it really was. And ignorance is truly bliss.
It is. It was for her in that moment. None of the Miser points out Jericho trying to sell the character of Willie is hilarious. Yes, he's trying to sell it to me tonight. I'm not a fan, but see if you can win me over.
I'm just telling the truth. You can't. You're looking at her through the Marion prism.
That's right.
Yep.
She's not marrying. Even
I
they-
mean,
they
how many
wanted-
times during this stream though have you been selling Willie? I mean, it's like seriously, man.
People
it's
keep
like
buying
every
it.
time I see Jericho. Yeah,
You
people
keep
keep
buying
no
it.
people
Keep
people
selling
begging
it.
for it.
I
They're
got plenty.
begging.
Plenty. I'll
They
sell
all
all of
want it.
See, Hunch is with me. He doesn't like these strident, defiant women. He's in the process of making one of the office females look like an idiot who knows nothing about roofing. Best part, I got every female who works in the field tearing into her. So there
right.
you go.
Hey, I recommend you, Hunch. I recommend you listen to Jerky Boys, Frank Rizzo Roofing. Look that up.
Hell yeah.
That's one of the funniest Jerky Boys skits or whatever you want to call it. That shit is so funny.
Jericho always be selling his Willie.
That's right. You keep buying
Make
it.
the shirt.
Yeah.
Sell it. Every bit of it.
Jericho's like, yo, taking a little Willie ain't so bad.
Mhm.
Come on, will Willie really go to Lumpy's to eat?
Don't they say it's better to give than receive?
She's not
That's
that kind
true.
of girl either. So you gotta
Yeah,
be
that's what the
cool.
horse. That's what the fucking horse say. Yeah, I'm not that
I'm
kind
just
of
saying,
girl.
this whole thing will be fixed with Willie and Indy with one bare bottom spanking.
One smack on the ass. That'll fix everything, Willie.
Yeah, but that shit's like Pringles. Once you slap, you can't stop.
That's right.
The way it is. Mm-mm.
Willie D's. I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
D's
right.
nuts. It doesn't have to mean anything as long as D's nuts is at the end of it. It's hilarious.
Let's
So they're
see.
still trekking through the Indian countryside, supposed to be, and then they come to something that the locals, they ain't having it. It's like some kind of shrine, and there's blood on it, fresh blood. So something was sacrificed there.
Shit
And the
happened.
local dudes, the guys who were helping them
That,
through the
this
jungle.
doesn't look inviting, this thing. Doesn't look like very inviting.
No.
Yep.
But isn't that funny how something to in this case a Westerner, it's just a statue. Like it doesn't scare you at all. It's just a statue. It looks scary, yeah, but it's a statue because you don't believe in it. But those people, those dudes won't even walk past it. Like that's it. Those guys run away, they take the elephants, and he goes, she's like, they're running away with our ride. And he's like, nah, we're walking from here. Like these people won't even walk past this. And it's, it just tripped me out how it's the
So
same
there's
piece
a
of rock.
like a dead crow or raven on the right there with the wings
Yeah.
out. You can barely see it, but yuck.
Oh.
But
Rock
it's
three
just funny
times.
that it's the same chunk of rock, but two different people view it completely different. And those people, they ran. They grabbed their shit and ran away. So time to go. And then they cut back. You get another good shot of the giant vampire bats flying through the sky. And it's funny because they eat fruit, but to somebody like Willie who don't know shit, she probably thinks they're gonna swoop down and drink her blood.
Well, when I was in India one time, we were out by some temple, and it was like it was humid, and I was like, I just wanted to be away from where everybody was, so I walked over and I backed into a tree, and the tree was filled with those little fuckers. They just blossomed out, and it'll affect you. I'm gonna be honest with you; it explains a lot of how I am the way I am today.
I'm
Not
sure it
good.
was like one of those scenes from Tom and Jerry where Jerry scares Tom so much that the color just drains out of him. He's just completely
That's right. Yeah, the brown went down.
so scared.
Who's that albino? Fuck.
Yeah, that'll make you need to change your shorts for sure.
Yep.
I don't fault you
But I
for
mean,
that
this
one.
guy. Who is this guy again? He's the director here, but what is
He's the
his
prime
role?
minister. He's the
That's
prime
right.
minister for the His Excellency, the Maharaja. So yeah, he's his right hand man, pretty powerful, but not in the traditional garb as you'll see most of the other people are. He's Oxford educated. He has a British accent. Oh, who are you? You look lost. And he says,
won't you come in and have dinner with us?
He's Dr. Jones. He knows who he is. He knows who Dr. Jones is.
Oh, Dr. Jones, are you planning on giving Willie a spanking this afternoon?
If you would, please let me invite you to our spanking chambers.
Yeah, and he
real
played
quick,
the first prime minister of India in Gandhi. He played Jawaharlal Nehru. So there you go.
Oh, He got typecast as Indian Prime Minister. Very specific
Yes, he
role
did.
for him.
That's not bad.
This is a question for you, Sean, from Authentically Kennedy. Except no substitutions. This is authentic.
That's
This is
right,
a real-
authentic.
That's right. What
Watermark.
part of India did you visit, Mr. Sean? I used to live
I
there.
visited the home was in Hyderabad in South India. I also visited Madras, and I visited Bangalore, where my uncle Ramu lived, and then of course the capital, New Delhi, where I had a lot of cousins living. So all over, north and south.
Authentically Kennedy. Also, India is amazing. Food is even better. Yeah, I only discovered for myself Indian food 10 years ago or so at the local mall food court here in San Diego. It was like there's a really nice restaurant downtown, and for whatever reason they have a quick express version at a mall around here. And I tried it, and I never had Indian food really. There's not a lot of it in Colorado, and California there's plenty. Freaking love Indian food. Love it. It's so good.
Yep. Oh my God, Authentically Kennedy, you made it happen. God bless you.
Oh.
How dare you?
I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows. No.
Yeah, I think that was an authentic Cool Beans.
This is
Authentically
like
Kennedy.
one in the wild that we caught.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see here, you got somebody who's using cool beans in a natural form.
Kennedy, cool beans is a phrase. It is the phrase that doesn't pay around here. It is Jericho's least favorite phrase. I have my least favorite word, which I will not say because it just cringe when I hear it. And what was yours again, Shant?
I can't remember. The thing you got to remember with Jericho is at the end of the day, he doesn't.
That's my other one. I hate when people say that shit.
Yep.
Oh, that shit pisses me off. And Cool Beans does too. I don't know why. It's just a made up, silly term that I hate it. But I'm not going to look at you any differently, Authentically Kennedy.
No, we still love you. Just Cool Beans.
We love you.
Yeah.
That's right.
I just fucking hate that. That'll make me spank my wife if she says Cool Beans.
No, it's taking a turn. Drama, guys.
Spanking that hiney.
Now we have beef, I guess.
Oh, somebody's digging their heels in because
wow.
I didn't see I won't say that in there. So I think she's planning firmly in the Cool Beans camp. That's fine.
She's taking a stand.
If you want to get if we want to make those super chats happen, I'm just telling you right now, I'm gonna find it. We got to get a really high class old movie style spanking from an old movie, and we're gonna have that when the ladies when they say Cool Beans, man. Super chat. It's got to happen.
Yeah. There's a great one with John Wayne spanking that redheaded lady. I forget the name of the movie.
I mean, I do respect, you standing behind your ridiculous phrase, authentically Kennedy. But yeah, we got beef now. That's what it is.
Wow. What about we go south of the border, mi amigo? How about chilled frijoles?
We do chilled frijoles.
In Spanish, it would be frijoles frío. You know what I mean? Like cool beans. So
no matter how you say it, it's a ridiculous made up term, and I hate it. It just sounds like something some cartoon character some character would say, like one of Barney's backup characters. Oh, Cool Beans. Ugh, shit. No pitos.
That's right. Hashtag no pitos.
No pitos, no wheelies.
No, we don't do pitos around here. Those are disgusting corn chips.
But they're pea chips, right?
Frijoles enfriados. Yeah, that
doesn't matter how you say it. It's ridiculous.
All right.
Frijoles enfriados.
I think pitos are chips made out of peas.
Yeah.
Right. So
who the fuck? Who's the marketing team?
Cool Beans.
They must be foreign.
Cool Beans is something someone very special would eat.
I want the Cool Bean for my birthday.
Here you go, Dougie. We got you the Cool Beans for your birthday.
Thank you for the Cool Beans. It might be my birthday.
Cool Beans, Pauly Shore.
Cool
we know the
Beans.
Shore family. They're actually family friends. Pauly Shore's sister was my daughter's mentor for comedy.
Oh, no kidding.
Sandy C. Shore. Yeah. My granddaughter, her middle name is Shore. My daughter named.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, she named her in honor
after her mentor. Nice.
Yes.
Pretty good mentor to have in the comedy world.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Sandy was a cool lady. She passed away a couple years ago, but She was a good teacher for Minnie when Minnie was in high school doing stand up. So yeah. So
Yeah, that's comedy royalty right there.
let's see. No exceptions for little old me, I guess, huh, Jericho? I see where your loyalty lies. I didn't sell the passive aggressiveness enough. Sorry, I was trying.
No, man, the Cool Beans, that's my line in the sand. And
Wow.
I expressed my feelings on Cool Beans, and Authentically Kennedy expressed her feelings on it. So we're
Now, Mr.
We're just
E,
at odds.
Mr. E brings up a controversial point that has been debated by scholars for years. Aren't Cool Beans just like these nuts, only colder? I mean,
No,
he's not wrong.
not even close. Not even close. Nice try though. I will give you that.
Chili Beans, then. I sent you guys a picture of that place called Chili Beans. Remember, I was at the mall and I saw a place called Chili Beans. So I sent it to you. Why'd you say that, sexy, Gabe? What did I say, sexy? I don't know.
What she wrote.
Oh, that was sexy. I was trying to be whiny. I don't know.
Maybe you're whiny is sexy. I don't know.
Maybe Captain
Yeah,
Haruno
that's
likes some whiny. Captain Haruno likes 6'4" Mexican Arabs who get a little whiny and pouty. It's a very, very specific thing for Captain Haruno. William
I
O'Free.
think yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I met Pauly Shore once and said to him, "No wheeze in the juice," and he looked pissed at me. Oh, jeez. It was at the Hefner Mansion. Way to bury the lead, bro. The
Dude,
Hefner Mansion is like the craziest part of that little story.
No wheeze in the juice, man. That's hilarious.
I have a little video I made. I have a little video I made that we need to share. That this is what's going to happen if anybody, says Cool Beans. We're going to have to play this from time to time. It's just it's going to have to happen.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that's what you get.
And let that be a lesson to the rest of you. You say Cool Beans. What a time to be alive. What a better world.
What a time to be alive.
What a
Get it
better
done.
world.
Hey,
This
Authentically
lady,
Kennedy, you go tell Mr. Darkins what you did and show him.
I'll tell you right now, this lady never burned dinner. Never.
Not after that. Not after that. I said I want a cold beer and a hot meal when I come in, woman. And shut those fucking kids up, too.
Not sure she was protesting there. Yeah. Yeah. So, So you say Cool Beans.
Oh.
Then you know what time it is. That's right.
Better take those shoes off and get in the fucking kitchen and shut the fuck up.
Oh, jeez.
So Indiana spanking Jones is
Indiana
Wait a minute.
Jones.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait.
I'm not even going to read this one. You can all read it to yourselves because it's amazing.
Nothing, man. You already told her twice.
Let's
bring it back, man.
Let's see. Tammy. Oh, look at Tammy.
Why would you do that?
Hey, knock it off. I don't want to be playing this all day.
We just show off the rest.
Miss Roar is like, you want more? You had enough. All right, guys, this is getting real weird.
Hey guys, now we're 10 minutes into the movie.
Right.
Yeah, we are 9.5 strong minutes in.
Missouri Johnson giving pointers for the people playing at home. It's better with a hairbrush.
All right.
So, there you go.
Or then like those really old ones with like a mirror on the back.
Oh,
that's bad luck.
All I was saying is Willie needed an attitude adjustment. I did not know any of this would come from that.
Dude, now Willie's getting fucked up.
Oh, it was McClintock. It was McClintock with Maureen O'Hara over his knee and Elizabeth Allen and Donovan's. Look at Kenneth Simpson. He has an Excel spreadsheet on his computer of movies where women get spankings.
He went to that spanking file. That spanking.
It's called Greatest Hits.
Yep.
Kenneth, send me that spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Oh,
another.
Now it's getting weird.
It was weird from the jump.
That was fair.
You ever seen that clip? It was Christopher. It's a Christopher Reeves, Morgan Freeman movie. And this woman, I can't remember her name, but she's another famous actress. She was the mom from Picket Fences. That's a deep cut right there. Wow, and he plays a pimp, and she like gets in on their conversation. He just boom backhands her.
Ooh.
To see Morgan Freeman hit a woman in her face is
Ooh.
jarring.
It's not. Yeah, it's not right. It's not glory. Okay.
No,
It's a
I
different
told you.
experience.
I told you not to be eavesdropping.
I told you, Andy. I told you. They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they call me Batman.
God,
Yeah,
that's
when you
one of
see
those
him like
movies.
as this kind, caring man, and he just backhands this bitch in her face.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I send that to my son all the time, you know, because he's at that age now where I just want to send him things like this. Crazy Joe going, "You smoke crack, don't you?"
You smoke crack, don't you?
So-
Michael Coulter, he's sorry he's late. Oh, buddy, you are sorry you're late. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
you
we're
missed-
sorry we're late. This movie is
shit.
we're 9 minutes in.
Don't worry, we're
So-
barely into the movie.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and this
you're
is
good,
the
man.
stuff, man.
We haven't even started yet. So yeah, now Willie's back in her element. Now she's in a palace. She got a beautiful gown on. There's all this opulence, and Indy's got a suit and his glasses. Now she's like, okay, this is cool. We had to crawl through some shit, but we're back. And so they go to sit down to this meal, and it's cool to see, you know, especially being from America, we don't have a monarchy. So to see in modern times, people still, you know, like England, but you know, something, yeah, that's a good example, I guess, England, but like this, to
The
see people in
Queen.
modern times still adhering to, you know, these traditions.
Oi, bruv, the Queen. God
Aye,
save
bruv.
the Queen.
I'll do what I do what I do, Brev, and the Queen, Brev.
We've got our shoes off already, Brev. No,
Yes, or, hey, God save the Queen, Brev, or I guess it's the King now, Brev.
Oh, and let's talk about this one thing too, because this has got to be said. This stupid American myth that has to be put down about cultural appropriation, blah blah blah. Every dude I know that's Indian is perfectly fine. Hell, most Indian girls wear American clothes now anyway. But seeing a beautiful lady in a sari or a salwar kameez, you know, holy cow, it is a beautiful
it'll
outfit
work.
for a lady.
It will
Period. It will
Nothing
work.
wrong with that.
work. Speaking of little
Mhm.
ladies, this is a boy, but he looks like a little
Yep.
lady. He's
Yeah, that's
like
true.
got to be 13 or 14. I thought he was a girl at first when I first saw it, especially in his voice. He sounds like a girl. Very soft.
I heard the stories too.
Yeah,
I thought they were made to frighten the children that we eat for dinner. But it's like, wait, what was that? Some little part there, kid.
He reminds me of Veruca Salt from
Yes.
Daddy, I want a golden goose. I heard like, oh, he's a little bitch.
I want
Yeah.
to I don't want to get too serious, but I want to comment on this comment that Fenley Kennedy said. The modesty is so beautiful to me. I agree 1,000%. My wife is an elegant lady. She dresses long dresses with flowery patterns and all. If we're going to the grocery store, she'll be doing her makeup in the car on the way. She always goes out of her way to look really good and elegant. And it is sad to me that like the fashion, like mainstream for women nowadays, is basically a 1990s prostitute from a movie. And it's
Yeah.
like, leave more to the imagination, you know, like
Yeah.
don't just
Hey, lady,
flop
put
it
your-
out there. And the guys are like,
labia
okay,
away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cover
Wear,
your birth canal.
wear something that is tasteful, is classy, that helps you build to the spanking.
All right.
Yeah, you don't just
Right.
get right into the spanking. There's
Right.
foreplay involved.
You know what I'm saying?
But when you're a married man, it's almost, you know, the modesty, because you know what's underneath it. So yeah, you can cover it up all you want, but I know what's under there, you know, and the rest of the world doesn't need to know that. I'm very territorial when it comes to that. Like, you don't get to see what I get to see. You know, this is mine.
Right.
You know, this
Right.
belongs to me, and I belong to her, but she belongs to me. This is mine. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. We won't have any problems.
What have we done?
You always wear your cool beans.
You always wear cool.
Stop
That
saying
doesn't
that.
even make sense.
No, she
Stop
just-
I think Tammy A is telling us something about her.
She
son.
just
She's
needed
telling
the
us
video.
something.
Freaks come out at night, people. The freaks come out at night. It's a good song. The
Oh,
freaks come out.
1, 2, 3, the meats.
It's time for the freaky.
Friday.
It's time for
Rump
freaky.
roast on sale.
It's time for the freaky dried meat hour. Pepperoni, calabrese, and sausage on 102.3. The Meat.
Right,
I love
tune
the
in,
dried
guys.
meat hour. The dried meat is dried meat hour is anything but dry. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Get a towel if you need it.
They serve cool beans at Lumpy's. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
There's been a breakdown of discipline.
And don't in England, don't
be
they?
the last one. This is just okay. This got to be the last one. Okay.
But now it's
Yeah.
not gonna be because now you've set them off. Now
Listen,
you've
I
thrown.
thought I was slow
gasoline
getting
on
through
the
these
fire.
movies.
Yeah, we've ruined it now. It's all my fault.
Okay, so they've been welcomed into the palace. They've all been cleaned up and dressed. There's a little girl boy, Maharaja, and there's a lot of prominent people at the table. Not only the Maharaja, his prime minister, you have some British general, and the prime minister guy, he's taking jabs at the British general. He's like, oh, how the British like to come and check on their projects. And it almost makes you feel like, you know, a little child, like they don't like them coming and doing these inspections. And you can't blame them because they're not children, they're adults. You know, fuck off. But yeah, he doesn't like that. He does not like the British presence. I'm sure he's all for whatever nefarious activities going on at this palace to expel them. But right off the bat, you start getting, you know, kind of weird vibes from the prime minister dude. And then he, like we mentioned, I heard that they were just blah, blah, blah. He's a little bitch. And then they bring out the food. And this is another iconic scene like no other. I don't know another movie that did this. But, and is that a real snake they cut open?
I think the snake was fake and the snakes inside were real. That's what I think. You know,
I gotta tell you guys, I'd
I don't
love
know,
to
man.
know about this. I think that was a dead snake or a snake that they did.
Because, dude, there is no CGI does not exist. If
And I've
it was
seen
a
fake snakes from the time.
yeah,
That ain't
and
it.
and if it's a practical effect, that is a damn good fake snake. That's
This
the
is
greatest
disgusting.
fake. That has to be real. Because what are you gonna? You can't stuff a fake snake with these little squirmy baby snakes. This had to be like, what is it? PETA their representative must have passed out on set
Yep.
because this shit. So and no other movie. I don't see any other. I've never seen another movie where they do weird shit like this.
Yep.
But he goes ahead and cuts that snake open, and out comes the little.
I agree with Mr. E and Captain Haruno. It's a dead snake with stuffed with live snakes.
Yep.
Taxidermy. That's what I think. It's a real snake skin with real fakes, like little snakes in there.
Well, that's damn good.
Yeah.
That is a damn good job because that shit looked real as hell.
Well,
PETA was created
PD
after
was
the-
too. It's not just PETA. It was PD was created after this. If you go to the next frame, yeah, man, people
Ooh,
for the
man.
ethical treatment of Indians. Yeah, that formed after
Petty.
this too.
That's
you know?
petty.
Yeah,
Petty.
yeah, pity. It's
So good.
So how the fuck did they do this? Is this guy eating? Because these things are wiggling and shit.
They look like
Yeah,
eels.
you know
That's
what?
what Chrome was saying. They do look like eels to me. Yeah.
Yep.
Oof.
Fucking hey, man, this movie,
Dead
this scene is
snake.
just-
You know how they did this?
Damn it!
There you
We
go.
found our chat. We know who they are now. Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you, this
Bunch
dude
of
probably
I
just
feel, like,
finished.
I feel like we all know each other very well now.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. This guy right here, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like before he came in to do this scene, that he's probably a sword swallower or something. You could absolutely tell the way he was doing this stuff.
Blah.
Like that's.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
What,
that
like
is
a
what this
metal
dude is.
a metal sword, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because
Yeah, not the other kind. No. It's not a meat
Okay.
popsicle, like a metal sword.
oh, not the tube steak.
No.
Not the tube stick.
He was,
Oh,
he was
geez,
working
yeah,
for that gravy.
Tube steak for
Dysentery just
dinner
hit.
again.
Hey, the fuck over here. I don't
That's
like
right.
this kind of gravy, eh? So
right.
she's fucking traumatized, rightfully so. She's just seen a
Yep.
snake cut open in front of her. His babies come out on the table, and then some big bearded guy eats them right off the table. And then the guy, it always reminded me of like a fucking Reese's peanut butter cup. The way the guy eats that beetle, he just like
Yes.
eats the shell out.
Yeah, you got it.
And then the greatest line of all that he says, this guy says it, chilled monkey brains. And then they bring out monkeys. Oh, she
So that's
asked
the eyeball soup.
she asked for, she goes, you do have some soup? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. She's thinking they got like nice tomato bisque back there or something. And brings it
can
out.
we do this with a crouton, perhaps? On
Oh, if you don't have any croutons, throw a handful of eyeballs in there.
Oh, what kind of eyeballs would you like?
Oh, surprise me. Surprise me.
Oh,
When you see the soup, it sees you.
You won't believe your eyes.
Hey, I'll keep an eye on you. It's funny because she brings the soup. They bring the soup, and Short Round, he's sitting next to her. He grabs his spoon, like, I'm getting in there too. Fuck all this, these snakes and shit. And so she stirs it, and then the eyeballs come floating to the top, and then she can't handle it. And I think that's when she passes out.
Yep.
Yeah, she passes out and falls back. Oh no, this is what does it.
This is what
does it.
Fucking disgusting. I remember seeing this as like a
monkey brains
kid, and that horrible monkey's face.
Yes.
And he's got
The
fur
sound.
all over him,
on,
and they
now.
take his head off like a fucking lid. Oh, this is so disgusting.
Guys, PG, rated PG. This
Yep.
is a family movie in 1984. Yeah, like Gabe says, it comes with the lid on it, and he pulls the monkey's cap off, and then she's like, "Ugh," passes out. But the other guys, they're getting down. The guys eating the beetles and shit, they're like, "Oh, dessert!" So they're scooping the brains right out. They're having a good time.
Not only is eating the beetle disgusting, he has to have zero manners and suck his fingers at the table.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
because it's so delicious.
Ugh.
When's the last time
Can
you had
I-
a dung beetle's innards? It's delicious.
Today?
Yeah. Can I do some reading from this film that's got my favorite part? It's
Go for it.
glorious. Dr. Jones, in our country, it's unusual for a guest to insult his host. Dr. Jones, wasn't it the Sultan of Madagascar who threatened to cut off your head if you ever returned to his country? No, it wasn't my head. Then your hands, perhaps. No, it wasn't my hands. It was my misunderstanding.
Yeah, he looks down at his lap. He's like, my misunderstanding. So Indy, he was out there. He's, sticking and moving. He's out there spraying and praying. And but there's no I learned that term in the Navy. But there's no I did. There's no
I know
Mrs.
it's just
Jones.
a great line.
There's no Mrs. Jones, so he can spray and pray all he wants to.
That's
you
right.
know? But apparently he found something
My
that
girl.
probably belonged to somebody else, which is why the Sultan wanted to cut off his dick.
Mm.
Oh, my goodness. Gross. A gross scene, an iconic scene.
Oh, it's beautiful,
Played-
man.
Played for
Beautiful.
gross out humor, and it works well.
Chilled monkey brain.
Oh, this
And-
isn't even the end. This is like just the appetizer, man.
Yeah,
All right.
love it.
And
Yeah,
it
there's
really-
another scene coming up where I was like, is this PG for sure? Yep.
Yep.
My daughter is in the chat, the great Minnie Altaib, the roast battle champion of San Diego. Dad, I once went out to lunch with a friend who will remain unnamed, and they had guacamole on our tacos. He got on their hands and they sucked off each individual finger in front of me in public.
Oh,
Nah, you're fucking out of here. Like if I become wait a minute. Wait. They suck the guacamole off of their own finger, right?
I
Oh,
hope
better
so.
be. Oh,
Okay.
they got
yeah.
on their hands. Yeah.
Yeah, you're out of here. If I become King Jericho, King of America, you're fucking out of here. If you don't have proper table etiquette, one time we were out at a restaurant, pretty nice restaurant. It's called Gino's. Great Italian restaurant. It's kind of place you see on diners, drivers, and dives. People come out and talk to you. Fucking great food. Every time, home run, great desserts, everything. Wonderful restaurant. Always busy. If you don't make a reservation to go to Gino's on Friday, Saturday night, you might as well have takeout. Worth the wait. So we get in there, somebody's birthday. So we got a big table and stuff. Everybody's ordering food. We got the steaks and we got spaghetti with meatballs, lasagna, fucking fettuccine over there. Everything's looking good. Somebody at the table orders ribs. So they get the ribs and they're eating the ribs. And not only are they on their fingers, you know how every restaurant gives you a glass of water, right? They take their fingers and rinse them off in the water.
No.
So now there's like rib chunks and sauce and shit in the water. You're fucking out of here. You and guacamole fingers are going to be breaking rocks in the fucking Sahara Desert in the Mojave until you die. That shit is
Until they
what
die.
are you doing? You're fucking no, you can't re-enter society. You're finished.
I thought you were going to declare me secretary of wood chipping.
You are. Believe me, you are.
Yeah.
You
Can
are.
you give me that log? I love the wet work.
Yeah, that is so gross.
Dude, shit like that. Come on, man. You're fucking out of here. You're
Please
gone.
tell me they didn't drink it after.
Oh,
No, they didn't. But had they done that, I wouldn't have been shocked.
You told me a Hall of Fame gross out thing, Jericho. Some lady at the mall, the airport somewhere, the kid
Airport.
had boogers running down
Yes.
a baby, like a toddler baby, maybe
No,
a
like
year
a
old.
3 or 4 year old.
Oh, 3 or 4,
Don't say it.
green boogers. This baby has
Yeah,
coming
neon
down.
glow in the dark
We're
kid
good.
snot.
The mother covers the nose with her mouth and sucks the boogers off the kid's
Yes.
face.
And then walks over to a trash can and spits it out.
Oh,
we're good.
Yeah, she's joining rib fingers, guacamole fingers, booger mouth.
right.
You're all on the same bus. You're going to the same place.
No.
What? How the fuck? How are you supposed to live in society with other human beings and you fucking do that? You're
I
out
don't
of
even
here.
know. I don't even know, dude.
I don't want to hear. But please, oh please, King Jericho. I don't want to hear it. You're
Right.
fucking gone.
You're
Get out of
banished.
here.
You're banished.
Yeah, that's when it's time for the euthanasia, and I'm not talking about my nieces and nephews in India.
Oh,
Ugh.
I'm right there with you, man. We're gonna do some good in this world, Sean.
We're hurting
We're gonna do
good.
some good.
We're helping Kennedy stick to her diet. She's just looking at her bag of food. She doesn't really eat it. You should have called the authorities. My husband once saw a lady in a bonnet and PJs at the airport. She was sucking her thumb. She was at least 30.
Did your husband run out in the parking lot and grab a fucking car antenna and come back in the airport and beat the back of her fucking legs? That's disgusting.
No, man,
Put
it
some
wasn't
clothes
like
on.
it wasn't like a kid who got a B plus.
No.
Wait, what? Sorry.
I'm tanning your fucking hide.
Oh, please, King Jericho.
Oh, please, I'll never stick my son's boogers inside of my mouth again. I know you won't, because you're going to be in the Mojave. You're going to be watching out for Gila monsters, you freak.
Oh my gosh, look at this point Diesel makes. If they do that in public, imagine the shit they do out of public.
Oh man, come on.
What about can we talk about this? You can pick your nose until you're 6 or 7, okay? Why do I see adults at the stoplight picking their nose? Why am I seeing this? You're grown. Stop.
Yeah,
it.
at that age, you got to pick other people's noses, right?
Right. That's
Whoa,
what I told you. Also, if we're gonna get
shit,
gross,
man.
when I'm at a public toilet
This
and I'm
movie's bringing it
washing
out of
my
us.
hands, I'm washing my hands at the public toilet, and a man comes out of the toilet stall, not the urinal, comes out of the stall, gives you a nod. Men give each other nods when we see each other, and walks out the door. Doesn't wash his hands.
That's car antenna.
Who are you?
That's
And
car
listen,
antenna to the
listen,
back of the legs.
With Mr. Pooh Fingers. Let me talk
Yeah.
to you for a minute.
Or
here.
whatever. We hope it's poo.
Right.
We hope it's only poo.
Don't wash your hands for me. Wash them for you. You're going to be eating a Whopper Jr. later with those the very same fingers you cleaned your behind with. Sir.
No, I don't care if they give themselves violent diarrhea. I don't want him touching a doorknob that I'm going to touch or my kid's going to touch. And now they got your filthy, disgusting, ew, hell no.
I don't want
car
them to touch
antenna.
a planet I'm living on. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, don't even touch the ground that I'm about to walk on.
You want to know the Hall of Fame worst bathroom I ever go to is at my beloved San Diego Comic-Con. You got 120,000 nerds eating pretzels with nacho cheese dip and hot dogs, living on coffee and chili dogs for 4 days. You
This is a
can't
fucking
go-
homeless diet.
The bathrooms at the San Diego Comic-Con are brutal. That is one of the great perks about working as a professional for Warner Brothers and DC Comics. I will not divulge where, but there's a hidden green room that Warner Brothers pays for every year. Quiet, nice, fully catered food. There's breakfast stuff. Then at lunch, there's lunch stuff. There's drinks. And best of all, there's a bathroom upstairs for that room. No one knows about the bathroom. so you don't have to go with the riffraff down below to the horrible Comic-Con bathroom.
That's
So,
where I just go, Quarantana! And I stick my hand out, and somebody sticks a jeweled handled car antenna into my hand, and I just fucking go to work on them. That's what kind of ruler I would be. I carry out my own sentences. I'll be whooping your ass myself.
You're judge, jury, and executioner.
All in one. It's all in house. Yeah, fuck that. That's gross.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your first offense, pajama bottoms in public, that's 10 lashings on your fucking calves.
I'll never understand the dudes coming out of the urinal or the stall. Just walks out of the bathroom.
Dude, wash your fucking hands. Quarantana!
You gotta start bringing your own car antenna around.
I'll be putting miles. I'll be fucking wearing out car antennas all day. Fuckers.
All right. Hey, can you carry this for a second? I gotta go fill up my water again. I'll be right back. Okay?
Yeah, so Willie and Short Round, everybody's retired for the evening. I guess after Willie passed out, she got some nice silk jammies on. And so Indy comes to her room and she's like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. And he goes, okay. And he turns around and bites into this Granny Smith apple. She's like, oh, what's that? And she walks around him and he has like this big old plate of fruit, apples and grapes and shit. She's like, fucking throwing down on the fruit because all she's had all day was eyeball soup and baby snakes and fucking monkey brains and beetles. So that's just not going to do it. That's not going to be good for her. Her sensitive American palate. So she gets a hold of this fruit and goes to town on it. And she takes a plate of a tray that's like on a silver tray. She takes the tray of fruit and she says, well, when I become queen, maybe I'll have you as one of my royal subjects. She's already having plans of marrying the Maharaja, but I don't know if she plans on waiting. Because like we mentioned before, and you can tell by looking at the kid, he's like fucking 14. This woman's obviously like 30. So there might be some, some age of consent laws she has to deal with. But I don't know. Maybe in India back in 1935, it was a free-for-all. I don't know. But she's a little old for him. And she even said that she's like, that's the Maharaja. He's a fucking kid. But apparently she's gotten over that. And she's telling Indy, if when it all works out, maybe I'll have you as one of my subjects. Maybe you can work for me. Maybe you can clean out my bird cage or something. And that's not a euphemism for her vagina, like her actual bird cage, like a parrot or some shit. So he's like, and then they retire to their respective rooms. She has her own room, huge, opulent, very nice, probably fucking 2,000 square feet, big ass room. And him and Short Round have their own room. Well, Indiana Jones, his life is full of adventure, so he's not just going to be able to lay his head down and go to sleep. There's some bad people in the room waiting for him to choke him the fuck out.
Right. Thank you for carrying that. I went and filled my water.
Oh.
Then I had to take a little pee, and guess what? I washed my hands. No car antenna for me.
Yeah, you be safe, man. Don't worry about it. But the reason they want to fuck him up is because they know he's there looking for the stones, because he's kind of, poking the prime minister a little bit, saying, well, I heard of stories of the Shankara stones and how we've passed through a village, and they said that somebody came from here and stole them. So they know that he's on their trail, and they don't like that. So they're going to have him choke the fuck out in the middle of the night next to little Short Round. So that's the guy. And these guys, these are, when you watch an action movie, the guys are all dressed in black who work for the main bad guy. This is the equivalent to that. All these guys are wearing the same uniforms, like a navy blue head wrap with like maroon or red suit or whatever. So yeah, these guys are sent. And what's cool and kind of scary is he's in his room and this guy just comes out of the corner, like in the shadows. Homeboy just walks out behind him and then throws a rope around his neck, starts choking the fuck out of him.
There are paintings of Indians in turbans on the wall, and he is one of them. This movie is artistically freaking beautiful. It's incredible, this movie, and the visuals, the care,
attention to detail. Yeah, damn, the attention to detail, man. This dude comes out of nowhere, starts choking him, and he's trying to reach his whip. He's trying to reach the door handle because this dude's, and she's out there. She's laying in bed expecting him to come back because he pretty much told her good night. closes his door. So she lays in bed. She's like, fixing her pajamas, thinking, she's trying to lay sexy and stuff. And when he comes back in, I want to be looking good. And ladies, just side note, that don't matter. All right. As long as you're in the room.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
here's how it
like, pose with your leg bent and all that. Just be there. Okay.
I will eat at a 3-star restaurant, and I have eaten at Burger King. So,
yeah, all that extra, the hair and the makeup, it's nice. It is.
I won't say no.
If you will not get kicked out of the bed for eating crackers if you take a little extra time to pretty yourself up. All we're saying is it's not necessary. It's not part of the criteria. It's not a deal breaker. Yeah, we're still going to get in there and give it our best shot, no matter what condition you're in.
All right, Mr. E, I've seen what's going on in the chat.
There's a lot of tension happening.
Dang, a bunch of damn freaks in this chat.
We got some freaks here.
That's what it is. They're into that rough
Turns out
stuff.
we do, yeah. So,
and she's telling him as he's on the other side of the door getting choked out, and she's telling him, "I could have been your greatest adventure, and you're not going to come in here with me." So she's all pissed off, not knowing that, on the other mere feet away, he's dying. Yeah, he's fighting for his life. He finally makes enough noise to wake up little Short Round. That's his ride or die right there. Short Round. He wakes up. He has, classic Western style. He has his hat pulled down over his face, trying to sleep. And then he sits up and he raises his hat and he sees that Dr. Jones is in trouble. So he grabs his whip, throws him his whip, and he somehow gets away. The guy is running. He's running out of the room, throws that whip around his neck and pulls him back. And they're fighting kind of tug of war. And Indy throws his end of the whip. He has the handle. He throws it up in the fan, and the fan wraps around and picks the guy up off the ground and fucking
brutal death.
Chokes him.
Brutal death for this.
And then the guy's still swinging around with the fan.
Yeah.
I want to know, where'd you get that fan? Because if you can hang a full-grown man from it, that shit is secure. But the guy's like spinning around, fucking dying. So then he bursts out of his room, looking for how they got in.
If she's got somebody.
Yeah,
in
she's
her
cool.
room, he assumes.
Right.
Yeah, she's cool, but he busts in and like goes straight to the bed. She thinks, "Oh, stop, Indy, take it easy." And he's like,
she goes, "Be gentle with me." Oh,
be gentle with me. Yeah, she's all talking shit. She's all talking tough and blah blah blah. And then when he comes in and she thinks he's gonna lay it down, she's like, "Oh, be gentle with me."
Be gentle. And he's not even tripping. He's looking for how they came in. And she's like, "Wait, I'm over here, Indy. I'm over here." And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Where'd I put my paddle?
Yeah, he basically like face palms her, like, "The fuck out of the way," because he's looking for.
Real quick, someone asked me a question. It's a it's a detour, but we'll come right back. Speaking of judge, jury, and execution, did you guys hear what they did to the Punisher? It is absolutely disgusting. I don't know the details, but I know that the woke left people at Disney Marvel hate that conservative people love the Punisher, so they wimped him up, this, that, and the other. It doesn't sell well. And then in the Punisher's origin, his wife and children are killed. That makes him the Punisher. I guess his wife comes back from the dead, divorces him, ruins him, and then I don't know if the Punisher died or went to prison or whatever, but they destroyed the Punisher as a character, and I think they're done publishing him for a while to spite conservative people. Now, I'm no fancy big city businessman. Well, I guess I am a big businessman in a big city. The point is, I had a character. I guess I am a fancy big city businessman.
I'm no Indian in Rhode Island, but oh shit.
I guess I was wrong. I am a big city businessman. The Punisher, he sells. And if I own him and I can make money by selling him, I would keep selling him. That's just me, Mickey Mouse. You do you, baby.
Yeah, you don't want conservative money too? And why not beat that dead horse? Let me guess.
I don't want money from a racist transphobe like you.
I do.
Yep.
I want everybody's money. I don't care what you believe. Believe in me. That's what I want. But you have something where, let me guess, somebody does something wrong and he fucks them up. You can do that every issue, every month, every year, however often these come out, over and over and over again for decades to come, and people will return with their dollars because they like the Punisher. They like the way he does business. He's tough. He's gruff. He has guns. He operates outside of the rules and really gets the bad guys. That's what we want. We want to see the bad guys bend the rules, break some of them. I don't care. That's a bad guy, and you're not going to let him go because you misspelled his name on the fucking warrant. That guy's going to pay. That's what people like about Punisher. Why are you fucking it up? His main motivation, they killed his wife and son. That's forever energy forever fuel to kill people.
Hey, libtard, my libtard friends out there. It's in the name. He's the Punisher. Punishes people. It's kind of his thing, you know.
We always,
So,
good or bad, we want to see people get what they deserve.
right.
Yeah, well, unrelated to any of this stuff, Disney stock is at $88 a share, down from $200.
Yeah, I can get some now. We get some Disney.
That's right.
Jericho, did you see the Disney stock? It's all going splendid.
It's going perfect according to plan. Take all of the things that made you money and shit on them.
Oh, a delightful idea.
Fuck it. I thought businesses.
Captain Hirono, I'm calling the horny police on everyone. That is enough. Enough of the spankings. Enough of the weird names. That is enough.
When's that article? When's that edition coming out? The Punisher.
Hey, there's still like 2 weeks left of Pride Month, so we'll see.
Or the Poon. Like put 2 dots over the U, like the Punisher, like the Punisher. Yeah, I'll be that Punisher.
Yeah, I love the
Not
Punisher.
the Pooh, not the P-O-O-H.
One of my best friends in comics, the guy that gave me my mainstream career, the great Hall of Fame Eisner-winning comic book writer, the Mike Baron himself. He defined the Punisher in the 80s with straight up street crime stories. There was nothing supernatural. There were no superheroes. He didn't put Spider-Man or anyone in it. It was just gritty crime, and he made that character what it is. So I take it personally that they shit on what my good friend Mike Baron did. Guy's a legend. And how dare you? How dare you, Marvel? How dare you?
That reminds me, man, my brother was a big Punisher fan. My brother was into comic books. He's 4 years older than me, but he was into Punisher, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and when he I used to look over his shoulder while he was looking at the Punisher when he was looking at his comic books. I remember the Punisher, he had a cigar in his mouth and a gun with a smoking barrel, and his outfit, the white gloves,
His costume is amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, the white skull, it's so awesome.
Punisher is fucking awesome. Always, on the cover of the comic book, he's like shooting some gun. There's the muzzle flash and the shells going off. Man, this shit was fucking awesome.
Right.
And to just destroy something like that's a money press, a money printing press. I don't fucking get it.
As a comic book publisher myself now with Big Man Comics, my imprint, I'm glad Marvel and DC want to do these things because they are my direct competition. And we already beat them last year with Isom. We outsold all their graphic novels doing that. So yes, please keep it up. Please get woke. Please make horrible products so I can capture your audience and make a ton of money because I will do it.
Yeah, and totally glad that they do that. And I'm glad that their money is going into your coffers.
That's right,
instead of
baby.
Theirs. But it's just so fucking stupid.
Here's my idea. Now, this is crazy, Jericho, but you tell me if you think this will work. I have a few things going for me, I think, as an artist. I'm highly skilled, so I make a great product, good writing, good art, and I write an entertaining story. Now, this is the controversial part. An entertaining story where I don't lecture the audience. I entertain them. What do you think? Crazy? You think it'll work?
I don't know, man.
Should I lecture them? Should I moralize at the audience? And
that's unorthodox. That's highly unorthodox, especially now. I would recommend if you really want to make money, you need to write the dialogue in the comic so that when the people read it, they can hear the upspeak at the end.
Oh,
like really talk down to them, wag your finger at them, so to speak. I think that's where you're going to get.
Should I focus my stories on what the West has done wrong culturally through the centuries? Should I focus on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want money or not? What do you want to do, Gabe?
Right. And then
what do you want to do?
I should probably teach them a learning moment. They should learn that they do have internalized racism in their minds. I should probably remind them of that.
Yes, constantly.
Yeah. That's better than a guy jumping out of a window, shooting machine guns back into a building, killing bad guys. Probably better. Probably better to have people sitting around eating tofu, talking about racism and climate doom or whatever.
Yeah, and have all the make sure you change the sexuality, or if it's not there, inject sexuality into characters where it never was before. And I think you have the perfect storm, if you will.
Ooh, here's one. I don't know if anyone's done this. What if I took white characters and just made them black or something instead?
I'm gonna save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
That one's already exists. Yeah,
I should be writing this down. Who doesn't?
Because when you do that, when you take a character that exists and you just change the color of them, there are people who are going to eat that up, and they're going to see that as real progress.
Right.
So,
And you know what it does too? It literally solves racism and poverty and crime and fatherlessness in the Black and Mexican communities. It literally ends it.
it's called, I mean, I'm not trying to get on here and toot my own horn, but toot. But I call it the Marty McFly picture syndrome. Every time you write a woke comic or you change a character and you make them Black, even though they weren't Black for their first 50 fucking years of existence. But when you do all of those things, there's a Mexican kid in the hood, or there's a Black kid in the hood, and somebody, I wouldn't have said if I knew it would conjure him up, but they're about to get shot in the back of the head.
It's great. It's great to be back. Somebody
They're
said Marty
about
McFly.
They're about to be murdered, but the guy who's going to shoot him, he disappears because you did something woke.
Right.
So and then, kids are, I'm hungry, and then food appears on their plate because of what you're doing with your comic book.
That's right. You can literally end bigotry by making Batman Black. That will literally end it.
Yeah, there's loan officers. There's loan officers who are denying loans because they're Black, even though they can't see their face. And when you do your shit, when you do that wokeness, he's like, wait, huh? What am I doing? Approved. So,
did you know that when the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Indians changed their names to the Guardians and the Commanders, all trouble on all Indian reservations and communities ended that same day? Now, you want to tell me that's a coincidence?
The alcoholism ended?
The poverty, the crime, it literally ended when the Washington Commanders said that was their new name. It literally ended.
They stopped being the number one recipients of government services in the country as soon as they did that.
Washington Commanders changed their name. Yes, that's why it happened. Yes.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It almost, I mean, they're not only good people, I think they're better.
I think they're saviors. I think they're white saviors.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Savior's one, but a white savior? That's awesome.
Did we beat that to death, everyone? Did we beat it to death?
That's right.
Jolly good show. Jolly good show.
Thank you. Somebody remove the dead horse, please.
Anyway.
Dear God. So anyway, this shot right here. Thank you. Shout out, Minnie.
There's a scratch and sniff scene right here.
Real quick.
She doesn't look like she's too upset.
Let me tell you something right now, okay? That is, this is a scene I like to refer to as this dinner bell shot right here. It's, a little ding-a-ding-a-ding,
that's scratch and sniff. That's what I call it.
Hell yeah.
Do you have scratch and sniff screens yet?
Oh, boy. None the Miser does point out, remember when the Washington Bullets changed their name and all the shootings stopped? That's true. That also happened. Yep. And then what else we got? There was one more I thought was great. Oh, and apparently the Washington Redskins, now Commanders, might change their name again because there are complaints about the Commander's name. That's weird. When you cave in to leftists, they're still not satisfied. Shocking. All right, moving on. So, yeah, he comes in a room. She thinks he's there for love making. Be chilling with me, please. And he's looking for more assassins, and there are none. And then he's feeling around the room, and there's a statue of some goddess or person on the wall. And he puts his hands on her breasts.
Because he's trying to find a secret compartment.
Right. That's what he told everyone. And then he pushes, and it opens this corridor in the wall with these paintings on the wall.
Pushed on her titties.
Right, that matched the little scrap of canvas that he had with the painting on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Yeah, because, men don't like titties, so you don't want to put that in a movie.
All right. Gabe's history lesson brought to you by the local casino. That's right. Hey, Jericho, do you guys have a lot of those in NorCal? Because down here in San Diego, we got a lot of
casinos, Indian casinos. Hell yeah,
we got a lot down here.
Yeah,
we got Barona, we got Viejas, we got Pachanga, we got a few of them, and I've been to one. So
Chuck Chansey, Cash Creek, Table Mountain. There's a Hard Rock near here. There's a Hard Rock 10 minutes from where I live. But yeah, there's a gang of Indian casinos. That's the hill I'm gonna die on with this Indians versus Native Americans. As soon as I drive past a billboard that says Native American Casino 10 miles up the road, that's when I'll start calling them Native Americans. But if they're calling their establishments Indian casinos, well, that's what I'm gonna call it as well. If his mama named him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
Yeah, let me greatest scene ever. Let's just talk about this right now, folks. We have a casino for me, for my money, one of the finest in existence for this one reason. We have the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut nearby. That is where Mickey Ward fought Arturo Gotti for their first legendary fight. Greatest, man. Gotti Ward 1 was fought there. Hell yeah.
Well, they don't compare to Vegas. I think if you're just going casino for casino, not all the other shit around Vegas, dude, some of these casinos, man, they're fucking nice. They got great restaurants. They got
they are really nice. I don't like
big time entertainers coming through. So
yeah. You always see billboards here in San Diego of like singers from the '90s.
Yeah,
and,
man.
You know, and comedian stuff. And they always have them out at Viejas and all that.
There's one.
Vieja means in Spanish old lady. Like, I don't know why the casino is called Viejas. That means a bunch of old ladies.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
there's a new casino. I can't remember the name of it, but it's probably 45 minutes from here. And it's brand new. They built it like in 2019. It's nice, man. It's a really nice casino. I don't gamble, but we went there for dinner one time because, like I said, they got bomb-ass restaurants in there.
Gamble? I got a system, Jim. No, just kidding.
Hear me out, man. Hear me out.
See, you bet on red, and then you switch it.
Yeah. So, wait, Jericho, you don't eat Indian food?
No, I
don't gamble. Yeah, you can have some excitement depending on where you go.
Yeah,
I gotta say this about gambling: the roulette table, they have usually a computer screen on it, like a vertical television, like going up, and it'll tell you the hot and the cold numbers. And I always like, who actually believes this though? The ball, the roulette wheel, they have no idea what numbers have been hitting or not. There's nothing in physics that means, well, you hit 36 3 times in the last hour, so you probably do. That's not how statistics work at all. And every time I see that thing at the casino, I'm always like, but then people think it's real. I don't know. Where do you guys come down on? You know that's nonsense, right? Hot numbers and cold numbers, that's foolish.
You also get a cup of coffee from somewhere, and it says on top of it, be careful, hot. So somebody's believing that shit. Did you know that 10% of adults believe that Elvis Presley is still alive? And it's like 7% or something like that. Around 10% of people believe that adults believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
You know, when we were at a buffet, when my kids were little, my daughter, Minnie, was probably 5 or 6, and we were at a buffet, and they had the milk dispenser in the buffet, and they had chocolate and plain milk. And I told my daughter, did you know that there's a little cow in there? And there's a white cow for the regular and a brown cow for the chocolate. And she kind of like believed me. And then I don't know if she asked the waitress, so I went to the waitress, isn't that true? But I winked, but I didn't turn my head enough. And my daughter saw me wink.
She saw the wink, dude. That's it.
Realized it was a sham. It was all
you
a
son
sham.
of a bitch. You lied to me.
Yeah. I like this. Here's some sound gambling advice. Do not gamble. Always bet on black, but sometimes red.
Dude, I will. The funniest
win, I don't know, but
yeah, the funniest thing in the world was I saw Snipes being interviewed about that line in Passenger 57, and he goes, I for the longest time thought it was some dumb shit, but that actually is. He didn't know that was a real roulette. You know, saying, and so he was like, I thought, oh shit, that is pretty cool. That is a pretty good line in that movie. I said, hell yeah,
that's hilarious that he didn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't know that. Didn't gamble.
Kennedy, how many believe Tupac and Michael Jackson are in hiding? They are, and they're all hiding in the Caribbean with Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, it's Elvis, fucking Tupac. Right. All of them are just chilling somewhere, laughing at us.
Right.
Yep.
I'm sure.
I feel like Patrick T may have eaten some edibles tonight. Neapolitan ice cream is blowing my mind.
Dude, it's blowing my mind, dude. So hard, bro.
The chocolate and the vanilla and the strawberry.
Dude, they put the strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, dude, in the same container, bro. How, dude? How, dude?
Is that legal, bro?
Can't be, dude. Can't be.
What in the world are you talking about, dude? Maybe he'd never seen it before.
Blowing my fucking mind right now, man. I got 3 ice creams for 1, man.
Whatever it takes, as long as you're here, as long as your mind is being blown here.
Yeah.
I don't care. Come on in. It don't matter if you believe Tupac is hanging out with Elvis or not. Bring your ass in here.
That's right, man.
All right.
We need to have We need to have a week where we go into that whole alien conspiracy stuff one of these weeks, man. That's what we got to do. That's got to be on. We got to watch some alien movies. We've got some big plans that we were just texting about for Halloween, guys. We have so much stuff planned for you guys. It's going to be great.
We got to get Snipes in here soon. We got to do a Snipes around.
I know a guy that knows him, and I messaged that guy, and that guy's like, it's not. So we'll have to go the direct route to like his people, and that's much harder. But I do know a guy that worked with him, like directly on a comic book, and that guy wouldn't hook it up. So,
dude, we'll get.
I tried.
We'll get Snipes.
But I don't give up. We'll figure it out.
But he has some good movies, man. I'd love to get, do a little Wesley Snipes run. But the current movie we're talking about,
what?
Where?
What movie?
Temple of
Oh yeah.
You're on the Thunderdome,
right?
The Temple of Doom. He pushes on the titties. On the statue's titties, and that opens the secret compartment. Of course, typical woman. She's cold. I'm cold. So
I can tell.
She goes again.
Sorry, go ahead.
So she fucking goes to put on her robe, her silken robe, and he goes in. Short round, bring my shit. Bring my kit. So they got the torch. He got his hat, his jacket, the whip, his little Chinese sidekick. Let's go. And I mean, the bravery. How many of us would rush into a dark tunnel and then he's like, Dr. Jones, why the ground moving? He's like, it's not the ground, short round.
No, you gotta say, because feels funny. Like step on fortune cookies.
Yeah, I step on fortune cookies. Only crunchy thing I know. I'm Chinese. I only know fortune cookies.
But fortune cookies were invented in America.
I know. It's the best part.
Like fortune cookie, and was it even invented then?
It's like the fortune cookie I eat after I have General Tso's chicken. Like none of that.
I have sweet and sour pork and fortune cookie. Yeah, so
I got to speak a little India real quick here, guys. Everything you've seen in this movie is a fantasy about India, except for this shit right here. Because I swear to God, this is what it's like when you're at your grandparents' house and they have doors on the house. This is your life at night. You're like, what is all this shit on me?
Oh, no way. That would be an issue.
It's not good, man.
That would be an issue.
I remember being in Hawaii when I was a little kid, and the bugs were just ferociously disgusting. Big old bugs.
Big cockroaches and shit. I remember in Mexico, we're going back to our room, and there was a big-ass roach on the wall. I was like, this motherfucker going to pat me down?
Bro? Raiders.
Hey, turn around. Put your hands on the wall, fool. What you got, fool? Yeah, typical Raider fan robbing somebody. So he puts a match close to the ground. You see it's filled with 1 billion fucking insects of various sizes. And but they press on, crunch, crunch, crunch. They go in there to the room, and he tells Shorty, Short Round, something he calls him Shorty. He leans on something or he pushes something, and now we get into a little bit of Raiders of the Lost Ark, this ancient set of booby traps or whatever. So now all these spikes, and it's really cool. Spikes come down, and then all these bodies that are laying on the ground, they come up too because they fell on the spikes. So now their skeletons are being picked up by the spikes. A lot of dead, rotted bodies, stuck into the wall or hanging on the wall. So a lot of visual shit going on. And then he tells him, he gets it to stop. And then he tells him, stand over there. Just stand up against the wall. Don't touch anything. And he stands up against the wall, and he leans up against another thing and starts bringing shit down. He's all, I touch nothing. You tell me stand there. I touch nothing. And so they need to get her. They're about to die. So they need to call to Willie through the little openings in the wall. You need to find this. There's got to be some kind of switch, some kind of lever you pull that's going to make all this shit retract so we don't die. And they're trying to get her, put your hand, reach in there. And she holds the candle up and looks through this hole, and there's 1 million bugs in there. And not just because she's a woman. I don't know. I don't think all the fellas would stick their hand in that thing, even though we've probably all stuck our hands in some pretty wild shit. That's something else. And so she doesn't want to fucking do it, understandably so. But he keeps telling her, and he's trying to figure out a way to get out. And she's screaming. He's like, shut up. Like 3 times tell her, shut up. Stop screaming. Shut up. And so she finally gets the balls to do it. And she's standing there with bugs going in her hair, down her pajamas. She had a real tough time filming this scene I was reading.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
And it's all up in her hair and shit. And at one point, you could tell it's like a dummy, but there's some
Right.
parts where it's really hurt.
You gotta share this, dude. I don't think we'll get struck because it's so short, but it is the best line in the movie, and I hope the audio gets shared and it works. But
okay, hold on. Let me make sure I add to stream. See if there's sound. Tell me if there's sound.
yeah, we'll see. Do you guys hear sound?
Yeah.
I heard it.
Okay.
We are
going to die.
We are
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
his
fantastic.
face is like, come on, like you have to do
Greatest
this.
part.
And the spike comes down and like pushes down the bill of his hat. Like it's getting crucial in here, Willie.
It's getting
And
real.
so she finally sticks her, and there's all kinds of goo and slime and shit in there. And she sticks her hand in there and pulls the lever. And then right before they're about to get, skewered, it stops. They retract. They go back into the ceiling. And the ceiling's coming down. It's going to crush them. So even if the spikes weren't there, they're about to get fucking smashed like a bug. No pun intended. And so it stops and it opens up, and they're standing there all pissed off. Like, what the fuck took you so long? And she's like, "Meh," freaking out from the bugs. So she goes in there and bumps into the thing, and the walls start closing again. But now they're all in there. So nobody can help. So they got to get the fuck out of there. So here comes another iconic Indiana Jones scene where she runs out of there, Short Round runs out of there, and he loses his hat, and he reaches in and grabs his hat right before the wall, the big piece of stone, boom, smashes closed. So that whole, reaching in and grabbing the hat at the last second,
Right.
we've all.
That's iconic Indiana Jones.
Yeah, man, it's fucking great.
That is an image I've thought of my entire life since I saw this, about when people barely make it, like on whatever it is, like a figurative thing or a literal thing. I often think about him reaching and just barely getting the hat.
And I mean, he barely, I don't know what that weighed, that prop they used, but if he didn't get his arm out of there, it was about to get fucked up because, man, it was close. It was so close.
So when they get out of that, they start wandering down. And I just want to point out here, again, a Steven Spielberg movie, they just always look great. And you see the mouth, and if you look up, you see the nose and you see the eye. So there's a big scary skull, the stalactites and the stalagmites. They just happen to make a big scary mouth and skeleton face. And I think this is great. And it has that carefree insanity of wonder, of playfulness when you're a kid and you're using your imagination. When in the world would a cave actually look like a skeleton, and you're in a dangerous story, and there's red light? Like, none of this would ever line up so perfectly, but it works when you suspend your disbelief. So I think that's fantastic, and that's missing in so much entertainment nowadays, is the playfulness of it all. I was showing you guys my Beef Law concept characters, Jericho, Sean, and explaining, remember the electric chair thing and all that wackiness? And I was telling you that Beef Law, like Mad Max Fury Road, just playful, crazy, exciting, dangerous, sexy, and we just go, and we don't care, no judgment. Like, we don't care what anyone thinks. We're just having fun, and that's what I admire so much about this kind of filmmaking. They just want to have fun and entertain,
Yeah, and this is where you get into all the colors, the vibrant colors of reds, orange, blues. Like, it's really crazy, and I think maybe that's something else that kind of played into me liking it so much as a kid. It was so visually appealing. And so they're peeking in, they're up high, probably 30 feet up at this little opening, like a little cave. And so they're looking. So now they're on the other side of that thing they almost got trapped in and killed. And so they stumble upon this ritual going on. And now you're seeing what's really going on there. So it is really evil. It is some bad shit going on in there, because before this, they're sitting at the table and he's kind of sparring with the prime minister. I heard this and all this bullshit. Well, that's not true. Those are just fables and stories. And then the little fucking Maharaja chimes in. So now you're saying, okay, this is for real. This is some wild shit down here. There's probably a couple hundred people.
And as a designer, as an illustrator, as an artist, this is such a good looking shot. You got them framed perfectly. You got the third working. You got the warm light coming from the fire down below. And of course, they add in a blue-green light in the background to make it pop. That looks fantastic.
That's a fucking poster.
Right. And
that's
then
a poster right there.
Indiana Jones' shoulder and torso casting half of a red shadow on her face. That is amazing composition there. Really,
and his
really
hat,
good.
silhouette of his hat.
Right.
Short Round, his face, he's like blown away and shit. But look at him, he's like, another fucking Tuesday, another another ritual sacrifice.
Right.
And they're just like, holy shit. But yeah, I mean, that's a poster. If I saw that on one of those things you used to open, and look through the posters, I would buy that shit. That's awesome. That's a great shot.
Uh-huh.
Right. And you know what, Max? Maybe they could have. They see the Goonies on the other side of the temple. Yes.
That's
And
right.
that's
a hell of a temple. That shit has all kinds of stuff in it.
Did we ever do the Goonies, the three of us, or was
No.
just me and you, Sean?
Yeah, I wasn't for that.
I think. Did we do the Goonies?
The two of us did, I believe. We should do it again. Whatever.
I don't know if we did actually. If we did, we've been doing the show for a while. Shit,
Maybe
dude.
we didn't. But the Goonies has the same playfulness that this movie has,
Yep.
And I mean I mean that in the best way too, playfulness,
Yep.
So anyway, I wonder if these are bad people. I feel like
wonder no more. He has a tiny head up there, some shrunken head.
Yeah, but you
on
guys
his
are
head.
judgmental. You guys don't understand what I go through.
Oh, you got skewered.
Oh, let's see this. Hold on a second. Sean, now one time, you guys don't know, Sean used to like run in the Hollywood circles when he did early in his design career, a lot of graphic design for movies, and he went to a party and this guy was there and they both had this helmet.
It was
They were like, "Oh, I'm not taking mine off." Well, I'm not
Right.
taking mine off.
Right.
Yeah, it was very
It
tense
got
moment.
really
You
weird.
told me you were not going to wear this outfit today, and here I am looking like a jackass.
Yeah. Then they
ridiculous.
locked horns. It was a very primitive
did.
battle.
Yeah, we pressed our horns together, and then
Yeah,
he
it was
became
crazy,
Big
man.
Spoon.
But Sean the one, that's the important thing. He got to
Right.
wear his
That's the
horns.
main
That guy had to take his shit off. He had to go change. So
It happens.
good for you, Sean.
Ah!
Now you're dead.
So if
But-
you can't tell, this is a bad guy.
Yeah, this guy is not on the level.
What? I thought he
That's
was.
crazy.
He was a nice old man that lived down the street. This is the way they got this. The way they're kind of lighting him from the bottom. He looks fucking psychotic and crazy, and he is. You're about to find out how crazy he is.
Right.
But yeah, this shit takes a left turn real quick, and this guy, and I do this. I just did this to my son the day before yesterday. I love to do it, but for wrestling and stuff, I'll put my hands like this on his chest, and I'll go Kadima Shakti Day. He fucking laughs all the time. But
We do it in our
again,
house.
remember, guys, this is a PG movie, and you are going to see some guy they probably grabbed from a village. You're going to see this guy reach inside of his chest and pull his heart out.
Right.
And I don't mean they're going to cut away and then he has the heart in his hand. No, they show his hand going
we
inside
cut
his
away
chest
because
cavity.
we don't have the shot. But yes, there's a scene, puts his fingertips on the guy's chest and his hand just ends up going through and he rips the guy's heart out.
He reaches inside to the wrist, reaches inside this dude's chest, pulls his heart out. It's still beating. And I heard like PG-13 was made after this movie. This had something to do with it because it was just like, what the fuck? This is like rated R now for sure. So he pulls his heart out. The hole in his chest closes up, and now he's like, Om Nam Shivaya, Om Nam Shivaya. Like he's fucking tripping out because they put him in the cage, and now they're gonna lower him down in this pit and fucking burn him.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
it's something. Hold on a second. I had something disappear. Okay, this is the end of my photos for the first floor. I got to open the second one. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. The hole closes up. They lower him down in this pit of like lava. And the closer he gets to the fire, he ends up bursting into flames and he's screaming the whole time. And then his heart catches on fire, like it's still inside of his body.
Hey, talk about heartburn.
Ew!
That
You need some fucking Tums over here.
That's literally one of the worst dad jokes I've ever told.
No, that's probably the best.
Yeah, he looks out at all the other Indians on the other side of this place. His heart is on fire, and he's like, "Anyone else get a B plus?" I mean, it was fucking
No,
dark.
not me.
They're like, "No, Dad,
The heartburn. That would be a commercial where these guys are fucking, they're construction workers in New York and they're sitting on a beam, taking their lunch break. Hey, you want part of this fucking meatball sandwich? I can't right now. I got fucking heartburn. Hey, try this new tropical flavored Tums right here. Take
Wow,
two of
that
those.
really worked.
Your heartburn's going. Hey,
That really works. Give me a bite of that sandwich, you fucking asshole.
Maybe not that last part.
Now let's get back to building these twin towers. They're gonna stand forever.
Hey, they'll never fucking fall over here.
You know what building will never fall is Tower 7. And if it does, don't ask no questions.
Hey, it's not gonna fall because it's protected with other buildings. Why would it ever fucking come down? Eh?
Dear Lord.
Well, what can you do, right?
You know, yeah.
So yeah, this he's catching on fire, and
Wait, you delivered that.
I feel like after these guys go to their little ritual and do their thing, they come home. You got to wash the makeup off. You can't go
take
to bed
that
like
shit
that.
off. It scares
You
the
ruin
kids.
your pillow. I'm just saying, when you go to wash your face in the bathroom mirror and you catch your reflection of yourself, do they question their life choices? Do they know that they're bad guys?
No, they double down, dude. Because the
double down.
benefits are good, and they're making plenty of money. The kids are going to nice schools. It's just
Plus,
every
Muller Ram had one of those coffee machines that also makes like hot chocolate and cappuccino in the break room. So that convinced a lot of guys to stay.
Yeah, because those cold Indian winters, they like to have something nice and hot to warm them up. And the pay is good, the hours they're flexible. If you need the kids get sick or something, or you need to take some time off, they're pretty cool. The only thing is, every time I forget to take my fucking makeup off, my wife starts running her fucking mouth.
These are that small subgroup of Italian Indians, right?
Oh,
yeah. The fucking unions over here.
Right. Anybody else hear Hearts on Fire playing? There you go.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Poor guy.
Mr. E, what is going on, Mr. E? Cool beans on a hot day. Oh, me.
Damn.
Oh.
Nothing cools you off. Little kids running around with ice cream cones full of those temperature beans. I'm not saying it. Never.
There's too many spankings.
You got your way. You got your way.
She liked that spanking.
She loved it.
Because I don't see no tears. She's not reaching back. Stop. She's like, harder. These dudes right here, they're fucking animals. They're cheering it on as this dude's having his heart ripped out and burned. They're like, yeah. They fucking start cheering. And they're across the chasm. It's split by that river of fucking lava. So they're on the other side. These guys are going fucking wild. Those are like the box seats. These guys are crazy.
Yeah.
And so they got the 3 stones because they took 2 from the village?
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the stones they took. Oh yeah, it's 5 total, and there's 2 down there where they're digging, or where they have those people digging for them. We'll get to that. So yeah, those are the 3, 1 in each eyeball and the nose of this like skeleton, the skull statue, that thing. And when they're together, they glow like women's vaginas. When they get together, they glow.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
hey, guys, he was in the Navy. He's seen the world.
He's seen it all.
He's seen it all, and then some.
So we got all these stones. These stones are together, so they're fucking glowing and shit.
Yeah, just like Djibouti.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
guy on the left looks like he's bored of killing.
He is, dude. He's like, fuck. We get it, all right, Motorom. You can kill.
He wants to go to the kitchen. He's tired of it. I want to go in there. He has a culinary background, and he's filling in for somebody. He don't want to anymore, man. He wants to get back up there. Imagine how crazy you have to be, how many killings you have to witness to be like, another. Let me guess, his heart's gonna burst into flames. Oh, I'm bored.
He kills so much it becomes a job. Just like, oh my gosh, is it Monday already? The weekend just flies by.
He's like, that's what FML.
Yep.
FML.
So after witnessing a man's heart ripped out and burned to death in lava, Indiana Jones decides to be smart to get closer to the people that did that.
Well, he took the job. He has to get the stones back for the village. He has to get the stones. He has to save the kids. That's what he signed up for.
Right.
So,
I just feel like sometimes strangers give you a warning to stay away from them. Sometimes.
I don't know. I didn't see any red flags in these last scenes. And neither does
Andy. He's very well traveled. And You know what I mean? Like he understands that there are different strokes for different folks. You know, that's
Yeah,
a
he
classic. By the
understands
way, you want to know what one of my triggers is, Jericho? That phrase. I will fucking go mad. I will fucking go crazy. I will charge you with a dull fork. That shit will happen. It will happen.
Different
So anyway,
strokes for different folks. Is that the one?
Yes.
That's good
fucking
to know.
drives me nuts. It will
I like,
fucking drive me nuts.
Here's a stupid one. Like it takes all kinds. That's pretty dumb.
Oh,
you know?
fucking hell. Fuck.
Oh, I got the king though. The king, the chief, the idiot phrase of all phrases. Just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Can we fucking elbow smash someone if they say that?
Throw up in my mouth a little
Just
bit.
Where
fucking
in
stop.
the fuck else would you throw up?
You've never thrown up in your ass before? I just threw up in my ass a little bit. No, you shit yourself. That's what you did.
Ah,
You know, butt throw up.
Butt puke. There's butt chug and then butt puke.
Wait, did you hear the news stories about the guys butt chugging and the did you hear about this? Did you hear about this like 10 years ago?
Oh god.
Some
It
dude
was a
died
fr-
butt chugging.
It was a fraternity or some college fraternity, and they were like drinking. So they took the box wine, put a hose in it, and drank the wine in reverse.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's
terrible. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, you can die. You get alcohol poisoning.
I heard of a guy on the news dying doing something like that, like
Yeah.
with vodka or something.
Because it's absorbed totally different.
Right. Well, it was
So-
absorbed too fast. You know.
And
too
yeah,
much.
people soak a tampon in alcohol and stick it up their ass. People do all kinds of shit.
Fucking what is happening?
Oh,
So anyway,
and what's
can we
it?
please get back to the pleasant temple?
What's it called? I think it's called a booth.
Wait, what's a booth?
Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
Do I want to know?
Ah!
You're gonna dunk in the butt chug.
Somebody told me what this is, and I'm trying to remember.
Jericho heard that one time from someone.
So Jericho was like, I got this friend.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called
That's the only way you
boofing.
can- What's
When
boofing?
you take drugs through your ass, it's called a boofing.
Oh, that's
Boof.
great.
You know what? I can't. I don't. I'm speechless. I don't even have anything to say about that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
boofing is. Boof.
There you have it.
Boof it.
The more you know.
So let's go. Let's just stay home and boof it until I puke out of my ass.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, now we know, guys. Now we know.
Dude,
That's right.
Boof it.
Anyway.
Anyway. Well,
I
before
like
he
this
goes
guy with
down
the
there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see? You're coming with me, Touch. Yeah. No, before he goes down there, she goes, "You're gonna die trying to chase your fortune and glory." And he goes, what do you tell her? Like, yeah, that may be true, but not today.
Not today.
Not today. And he kisses her. You know, there's that classic, you know, the music swells. He brings her in for a quick kiss. I'm out of here,
Right.
toots. And he's all, keep an eye on her. He's like, oh, why do you need to keep an eye on me? Because you're a fucking broad.
That's
So he scales down the rocks there, and he gets, you know, his stones or their
Feels
stones.
there, yeah.
The stones.
That
for
guy
the
jumps
people.
up and he's like, "Welcome to Quickie Mart." You know, and that was.
He's like, hey, cut. Wrong movie, guy. Quickie Marts don't
Yeah.
exist yet.
And
But
again,
he-
can we cut back to the Nazi airplane mechanic?
Yes.
Right there is the same dude.
That's the same guy from Raiders that he fought.
They just they put a little shoe polish on him. That's all.
Damn, they darkened him up. He has a pretty
Yeah.
vicious scar on his arm too. Wonder how he got that.
He was also the actor who played General Kale, I think, in Willow. That was him as well. He's been in a ton of shit for Lucasfilm.
General Kale, who? Oh, the guy with the skull mask.
Yeah, skull mask and the beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring me the baby.
I've
Yeah,
never seen-
that dude.
I've
We
never
got to
seen
do Willow.
Is it worth watching Willow? I've never
Hell
seen
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, it is.
Huh?
But what genre does that fall in?
Fantasy
I guess
adventure.
I
Yeah,
guess it would
sword
be
and sorcery.
yeah, it would fall into this one kind of. because
Uh-huh.
because it's definitely they're on an adventure to save the baby. Bring me the
Yeah.
baby. Oh man, that movie's the shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We got to do Willow too, man. That movie's fucking awesome.
Willow.
But he couldn't get it right and fucking get her changed back into a person.
Yep.
Mad Mortigan.
Yeah.
Movie. Yes.
man,
Hold
fun
on.
of the-
Yeah, I heard Disney made like a woke Willow show last year and it flopped.
Oh, they
I would
did.
never watch that. The movie is fucking
Nope.
great. Peck.
What's in the baskets? I don't know what those kids have on their heads.
Rocks, I guess. They're hauling the rocks out, so they can keep digging for the Shankara stones. But he's basically, this kid falls in front of him. He steps on the kid's chest and takes his whip, and he's fucking whipping the shit out of the kid. So Indy can't have that, so he takes a rock and throws it, and hits the guy, and then he fucking he tells him, get him, and he turns around, or they turn around. What's his name? Short Round and Willie, and there's like 10 dudes behind him, and they all have those Indian. I don't know. I wanted to be classified as a sort of weapon, but those are real Indian weapons, and they grab them. It's like a metal, like I don't know, 2 bars that go here, and they grab it, and it's a huge knife, like in the shape of like a triangle.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, you know what it's
Huge.
called, right?
No.
Tiger knife.
Yeah, we
Tiger
fuck shit
knife.
up with that, like a 10,
Yeah,
12
that's
inch
a tiger
blade on
knife.
it. You fuck somebody up real bad with that. So they all
Well,
have
they have
them. They all
the-
pull them out.
Have you guys ever seen because I remember seeing one of these, the tiger knives that they come out as the point from your hand and they have a little grapple thing and you pull it back and the knife splits.
On the side, yeah.
Yeah, because you got to put that into a tiger and then split that to take it down. It's a serious weapon.
Captain
I've
Haruno is correcting you,
What?
Sean. He says it's a stab triangle.
That's right. It is. It's a stab triangle.
It's
But,
the stab triangle thing.
it's
you know
called
the
the
thing.
Mississippi. Sorry, go ahead. I got to share this with you guys because just so that everybody understands what Pat Roach, former wrestler, and the roles that he's played, there he is.
Damn, that's all.
There's our guy, man. And he played General Kale, of course, but that's him as the Nazi. What do you call it? Mechanic. There he is. Is the Indian guy, and there he is in his wrestling career.
That
and
guy's a
there he is
mechanic. He's like 6'5", like 280, fucking mechanic.
Yep.
But he plays a bad son bitch in this movie too.
Yeah, he does.
He's like whipping the kid, and then Indy he gets caught, and they put him in the cage with him and like a couple other kids, and the kids tell him about the blood that he's going to drink. What do they call it? The
dark something or other. I forgot.
Yeah, but it's like basically this voodoo blood shit.
Yep.
That turns you into a zombie, basically. And they're like, yeah, when you drink that, you're not the same anymore. It's like living a living nightmare. And that's where they're going to take Indy and fucking, hook him up with some of that.
And just to be
some of
clear,
that juice.
all the people down in the mine are the kids stolen, kidnapped from the village at the beginning when the villagers are telling Indy, hey, save our kids from these bad guys that came and did this. So, and all the kids there are like brainwashed with the blood drink or whatever to just be these slaves and be tortured, And now, Mola Ram, who I would not trust, not with that outfit. He doesn't seem like an honest guy.
Or that face, or the paint on his fucking head, none of that.
Right. He's going to make Indy drink some of his bad guy juice to make him a bad guy.
And it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he tells him to spit it out. And I will tell you this, man. If you've ever, in the South, we grow some pretty big people. So you got to picture a 130-pound Shanth who at the time would get in a fight with people Gabe's size. And I wouldn't win. I'm gonna be real with you. But when he starts slamming his ass into that rock, and it's like, now you can open your mouth. It's like, at a certain point, you're like, fuck it.
Dude.
It's like, you
fucked him up,
can't
man.
stop at that point, man. Someone grabs your freaking jaw with those kinds of hands.
And then when he walks up to him, to him, he fucking towers over him. This guy,
huge.
Got to be close to 7 feet. You got to be 6'8" or something. That dude is
Well, because Harrison Ford isn't short, right? He's like regular, like 6 feet or something.
Yeah, he's regular.
not a short guy.
Yeah, and this dude towers over him.
Huge dude.
Big motherfucker.
So they feed
he
him
won't.
some, he spits it out. The
Yeah.
little weird prince kid, the Maharaja, gets in a fight, like a little tussle with Short Round too.
Because he has a voodoo doll of Indy and he's putting it over the fire, and it's burning and basically weakening him, so he'll drink the skull juice, And then Short Round fucking boots him, always having Indy's back, fucking kicks him away from the fire, and he drops it, and then gets fucked up himself. But at least he saved Indy for a minute. But they turn him around, whip his ass a few times, and they hit him with something. Of course, it's sound effects, but you could see the first hit that he gives him, it knocks off a piece of the wax from the candles that are burning. Like the wax is melted down and cooled, and you see a piece of that fly off. So they really hit him with something. But yeah, I mean, it sounds a lot worse than it was. They tore his ass up.
So they force him to drink this weird black blood out of a skull, and they leave him in a room. I always wonder when I see stuff like this in a movie, someone in the fictitious universe, I don't mean the movie set directing people, but someone in the fictitious universe, their job is to light 300 candles in the torture room.
Every
and they're gonna get in trouble if they don't light the candles in the torture room.
They get home. Shit, what happened? I forgot the light.
I gotta go back. I'll be back in half an hour.
I gotta go back. No, just stay home. It's all right. You don't have to light the candles. You don't understand. If I don't light the candles, he's gonna fucking Kadima.
Mola he's always like, "You never light the candles," and I'm like, "Oh, son of a fuck."
Yeah, if I don't light the candles, who's gonna do it? Chad, have you seen that jackass trying to light the candles?
If I don't do it now, they're gonna go back.
Temple of Doom down, and it's already on fire.
If I don't, if I don't light them tonight, then I gotta go back in the morning before what's his name shows up. Let's do it now.
I'll have to be there early.
It's early. It's my weekend.
If they were gonna make a fourth Indiana Jones movie, which they did, of course, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the thing that drove me nuts is they had this great every other movie kind of thing. They should have brought back fucking Short Round, man. What a great character.
Yeah.
You know, he can clearly still act, so holy cow. Go ahead. Super chat.
Double Brewski for 2. He's glad the cult he joined never made him do that. Well, lucky you.
Yeah, you picked a good one.
Thank you for the super chat. Here you go, man. All right, we come back. And here's there's some great acting here where the mind control blood juice or whatever is like freaking him out, and he's screaming and he's convulsing, and then he gets this horrible smile across his face. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
He's now
the blood's taking effect. He's fucking loco.
This is when he's about, speaking of loco, he's about four locos deep at the college bar.
Yeah,
and that three, she's starting to look like a 7, bro. That's the look he has on his face.
I want to talk to her.
It's called The Blood of Kali. There you have it.
Not good.
That's what it's called.
He chugged it. He's chugging that shit. Now he's all fucked up. Took his shirt off. He's fucking crazy.
He's ready to party.
He's nuts.
Yeah, you can't see it, but he's bottomless in that shot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's all out.
He's only wearing that little string that's on his shoulder. That's literally the only thing he's wearing.
That's it.
That's right.
Everything else is out.
He's 4 locos deep.
And then and there's a little prime minister now. He's in some ceremonial garb, not his little suit. So he's a little crazy fucker too.
Yep.
So it's out. All the bad guys, we know who they are. Now let's start fucking them up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you go into anybody's effing basement without telling them, you're gonna see this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not just here.
But that's what you get. You should have, knocked first. So what happens?
Yep.
So we got the guy earlier. Mola Ram pulled his heart out and they stuck him in the cage and they burned him alive. They're doing a similar thing here to Willie. They don't pull her heart out for whatever reason, but they put her in the metal cage to burn her. And what makes it so sinister is her buddy, good buddy pal Indiana Jones, is helping them do it because he's being controlled by the blood of Kali Ma or whatever. So
yeah. And she spits on him. She spits in his face. She's like, "You fucking bastard." He's like wiping it off of his face.
Right. And then we're introduced to the cave mining slave children. Again, we have what's his name?
That's where they went.
Right. They get down there, and then Short Round's trying to get away from some of the taskmasters. Right.
Yeah, and he's using that little pickaxe he has to whack away at the chain so he can get out.
Right.
Help Indy.
Oh, goodness. And we're going to get to some really exciting set pieces that are coming up that I think are just classic 80s action adventure fun.
Yep.
Right. So she's being lowered. They're all going crazy in a trance. He's upset, like, no, come on.
And he tries to stop, and Indy fucking pin slaps the shit out of him.
Yeah, he hits him. which
He
is
gave him
fucked
a
up.
good fucking what for right across his little Chinese chops.
Right.
But he gets him back. He
He
tags him
steals
back.
a torch.
He does. He
And bad
does.
guys are trying to get him, and he scares him off with the torch. But what he ends up doing with the torch is he burns Indy with it, and it like wakes him up out of the trance. So Indy shoves him over right next to the pit where Willie's going to be lowered to her death, and finally shut up when they burn her alive. And he's acting real rough with Short Round, and he tells him, "So kid, I'm fine, you know. So let's get him." And that's such a great shot when they turn around. The two of them start kicking ass together. That's a really
Hell
fun,
yeah.
really fun moment.
Father son.
Right.
Yeah, and Short Round, he's kicking some ass too. You know, he's whooping some of those bad, poorly face painted dummies too.
Right.
He's kicking them and all kinds of shit.
Ironically, he's the only scene she doesn't scream. Okay, that's kind of true. And it looks like Camelot. What do we mean by? Is there a movie Camelot that looks similar? I don't know. I mean, I know in general about the story of Camelot, but I don't know. Hey, Miss Rar, she puts it straight for all of us. One slap goes a long way.
Wait, that's right.
That's what my uncle used to say. You know.
Mm.
So.
And then so they keep fighting and stopping. She's getting lowered toward the lava, and then something will stop it. And one of them, like he threw some guy, and his body was under there, and
that was the
handle
prime
came down.
minister guy. He gets caught.
Oh yeah, that
in
little bastard. Yeah, fuck
in the
him.
big.
Let me tell you, that shit hits you, you're gonna be like a tube of toothpaste, man.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
like
something's
that
coming
was
out.
like
Something's coming out.
and what's great about this flick and this movie, it really committed to the premise of action, and that's the thing. I think that Jericho, you're right on this movie about the pound for pound action set pieces in this are crazy, but the fact that he's working on the thing to try to bring her back up, and every time somebody comes along until somebody hits the lever and she's falling even faster, it's like just one after another. She's just getting caught right before she hits this thing. Shit.
Because once you take a dip in that, it's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, they
So he
defeat
finally
the
lifts
guys.
her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's finally able to save her though, but they're not out of the woods yet. You know.
But sorry, what'd you say? Sorry, I missed what you were saying. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying he's finally able to save her after.
Sorry, can you go back so I could not hear what you said again? If you could just go back.
okay.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Yeah, that's where. There we go. Zoom enhance.
And then when he pulls her up, she's exhausted from the heat. She's sweating, and then she sees him, and she's like kind of out of it. She's like, ugh. She reaches back, boom, slaps him in the face. You dick, you were gonna kill me. He's like, I'm back, I'm good. Short Round saved me. And she goes, oh, Indy. And then
And then what's he do to a Short Round, which was so fucking cool, man. Love that scene.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
Picks up his hat and puts his hat back on his head.
yeah,
Like,
hey,
you're
thanks,
all right, kid.
Yeah, thanks,
And you
kid.
know he got that hat in the States, and is one of the things he gave Short Round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to know that. Like, he didn't pick that hat up in Hong Kong.
Yeah, not a lot of Yankees fans in Hong Kong in 1935.
Yeah, and you get the sense, and he's a Northeastern college teacher. That's as it's been established in the series. So you have to believe that was some cap that Indy had. Maybe it was a cap he had when he was a kid, or it's an adult hat and he gave it to this kid. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love it.
So how do they go from this her being lowered in the lava to getting down to the mines and all that? I don't remember.
Oh, he says, "Let's get out of here," and then he looks at her and he goes, "All of us." And he's like, "We're getting the kids." And there's that great scene where the guy, I can't remember if the guy's like hitting a kid or whatever, and you just see Indy standing there, and then there's this punch, and he slides in the gravel, and that's when they start just.
But he slides like 6 feet. He knocked the shit out of him. And he knocked him out. And then you see, no, that was when the little train car and the light comes up and the light hits him and he's standing there. And you see him just fucking, with the hat and all that shit.
Yeah, my goodness, what a great shot that is. I don't have it, of course, for this, but it's a fantastic. And again, always with the Spielberg stuff, the iconic shots, it's so good.
Yep.
It's such a gorgeous looking movie. And he gets in a fight with our big German Indian guy.
Yeah, that Nazi Hindi.
Right. They have a great fight.
It's a very common mix. Very common.
And they're all over the mine carts and the wood scaffolding and all this. And the little Maharaja kid is up high on a little rock, not a cliff, but like a little rock elevated piece. And he's using his indie voodoo doll again to torture him. inflict physical pain on Indy while he's trying
While
to fight.
he's fighting it.
Yeah, once he gets every time he gets the upper hand, that little fucker stabs the voodoo doll like right between the shoulder, but he's like, ah, and like the way he's yelling, like he's wailing. He's not just fucking like yelling. He's like, the pain is, unimaginable.
So Pat Roach, 6'5", Harrison Ford, 5'10" and 3/4. Peak height was 6.5 inches, 6 feet half an inch. So there you go. So big size discrepancy between the two.
Huge.
And yeah, they fight it out. It's really cool. Short Round is coming to the rescue. And there's something here that's great character development for Indy that I like is this voodoo doll thing keeps getting the bad guy the upper hand on Indy because he's in so much pain he can't fight correctly, and the big guy keeps whooping his butt. And now they're going down this conveyor that leads to like a big rock smasher. So Indy's going to get killed in this thing. There it is there. The big round drum behind him is a rock smasher. And Short Round overcomes the Maharaja and gets him to stop and then kind of
burns his ass. He burns his ass too.
Yep.
And it wakes him up from the trance that was giving him the evil mind control. But the thing that's crazy, I don't know if I have a shot of it, but the big guy, he gets stuck, like his scar, that sash that he has or something, or his pant, like something gets stuck in the rock crusher, and he starts to get sucked in.
Yeah,
him
he
and
gets
Indy
pulled
have
into
been
it.
viciously fighting and, trying to kill each other for the last 5 minutes. But now that Indy sees, hey, this is terrible, this guy's going to get smashed, he's actually pulling on the rope the guy's holding, trying to save the guy's life.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was only fighting you in self-defense. I'm not a murderer. And that's a great character development thing on Indiana Jones, demonstrating that he's not a bad dude. He was just defending himself. And the poor guy, he doesn't make it.
He'll make it.
But what do Indians believe in, though? What do Indians believe in? This is a big part of Indian culture. That you can always reincarnate as a Nazi aircraft mechanic.
If you want to.
If you want to.
You don't have to.
Not
But if you
Swisher
want
3000.
to, you can. You can tell he's dead by the big red stripe on front of that fucking thing.
Oh, and one other thing to point out real quick about this scene with the voodoo doll. Let's see. William O3 points out what I learned, what we know. Voodoo, which is actually pronounced voodoo, is African in origin. It is not Indian. So, not sure what it's doing in this movie. So, but then again, voodoo is an entire religion. It isn't just dolls that you poke. So, I don't know, but whatever. It's fantasy.
Fuck it, whatever.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. This is the thing that is unfortunate that the voodoo doll was sort of in there because everything else about Indian culture up to this point, spot on. I mean, the largely vegetarian, let's put aside the monkey brain thing for people go, well, that's an insult to Indian culture. It's like most people were like, Hindustanis were like, we don't eat meat. Like that was the major offense. Like you have to think about how hilarious that is, man. Like holy shit.
That,
but look at that dude, man. That red. You know what, Jericho? You're absolutely right on this, man. Let's take a look at this shot for a second. That is great character design. That is a fantastic visual. So good, dude.
The colors, he stands out. Everybody else's head is covered except his.
I mean, the black and the red stripe on their turbans, the black scarf they wear on their neck. He's at the rope. He's got those giant teeth or scales on the necklace. They picked a great face too. This guy is not conventionally attractive. He's got a big eyes, a big nose, a big crazy mouth.
Powerful voice.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He's the Indian Tully Savalas, man.
Right. He also reminds me of what the hell's his name in Conan the Barbarian? Darth Vader. What the?
Oh my God,
James Earl Jones.
He's got a little bit of something. Oh, the mouth looks similar. The mouth is like
baritone voice,
this
too.
big monster mouth, So.
And hail Timmy Mello. Great to see you in the chat, brother. But yeah, I mean,
the guy looks like he's saying the thing that Tim Allen says.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's great in this, and he's another actor. Most of the main cast in this, the guy who plays the gentleman who had the unfortunate wheel smashing, and this dude are from the Gandhi, Richard Attenborough's Gandhi film. So they were basically, cast on the strength of that. Amazing.
Okay, Raggy.
Okay, Raggy.
Scoob.
Oh man. Oh.
Scoob. I ate that whole brownie. I don't think I was supposed to eat it all.
You're gonna be all roughed up, Shaggy,
Wouldn't be the first time, Scoob.
or the last.
Shit.
Where do you think Fred and the girls are?
Probably fucking in the van.
Oh, jeez.
It's over.
Poor
Ah!
Shaggy. Poor Shaggy.
The movie that
He
defeated
asked-
us.
He asked, man.
Anyway, yeah, this is such a great set piece. The mining area, the fight there. He does this heroic swing to catch up to the minecart where Willie and Short
Yes.
Rounder and this is right out of Donkey Kong Country. This scene, this is
This
fantastic.
shit's awesome.
This is awesome.
Period.
And let's see. Damn, Gabe, Shaggy, a 50-year chain smoker. He's gonna be all right, guys. But yeah, this is fantastic. If I was like 10 years old watching this, you just want to pass out from joy. You know, like this is everything that that unbridled enthusiasm for just insanity, but in the best possible way, just fun stuff like this. You know.
Yeah, they're going faster and faster in these cars, and they catch up to the bad guys, and the bad guys like jump into their car and they start fighting and shit. So she has to control it for a while, and they're taking corners, and the bad guys are flying off and shit, falling in these pits because they're going over the lava. So there's some shots where they pan down and they're going over these rivers of lava and shit. So there's a lot at stake. And
this
so
is where Donkey Kong Country and all that came from.
Right.
Like this scene utterly led into that. Period.
Right. And for those of you that don't know, in the Donkey Kong Country video game on Nintendo, there's a level or a couple levels where you ride in a minecart and you're jumping it off broken tracks and all that. Here's something I can't wait to go on. Universal Studios, Florida, and Hollywood has a Nintendo Land. It's been open for 6 months or a year. And there's future plans for a Donkey Kong minecart ride. Now, check this out. Someone posted the patent for this thing online.
Yeah, it's being built now. I saw it.
You're in a minecart and you jump the tracks where there's giant gaps. How do you do it? The minecart you're in has these long beams that go down to the real track that has no gaps in it, like 10 or 15 feet below you, and it's pitch black. You can't see it. So the cart you're in is on tracks and then jumps over a big hole in the track. I can't wait to go on something like that. That'll be so much fun.
It's sick. It's really cool. It's
Yeah,
it's a brilliant bit of it. Like, and here's another thing too. This is what drives me crazy. If I wasn't, woke Disney and complete effing idiots, I would see that ride and I would go, we're making that with Indiana Jones. We're gonna make a Temple of Doom thing. And it's just fucking crazy, man.
Do you like the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland? I've been on it so many times. It always
Yes,
breaks.
I have been. I went out there once, but it's a great ride, man. It's a solid
I like
ride.
it a lot. I think it's an awesome ride. So, yeah. I'm so conflicted on that. I love Disneyland, but I hate what Disney's doing nowadays.
Got to support Universal, man, and I will switch. Like my goal is to send a message with money because when I look at this, guys, this is not like this is the shit they're taking from us. They're destroying the memory of these films. Whatever you thought about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right? Which is Spielberg and it's Spielberg. It's Lucas and whatever that writer is. It's not the greatest film in the world.
Lawrence Kasdan.
No, it wasn't Kasdan. It was some other. I forget the dude's name, but
we don't know.
You'll know who he is. But the whole point of it is that how do I put this? You can't imagine how much they desecrate all of the characters and Indiana Jones in that last movie. Like, it is not like, oh, well, it wasn't that great of a movie. It's like they do to Indiana Jones what they do to Luke Skywalker. It's so disturbing, the shit they do. I mean, oh my God. Yeah. I'll tell you guys after the stream what they do. It's absolutely despicable. Absolutely despicable.
I mean, it's out. It's all over the internet what they do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you one that I'll give you one.
Spoiler it because I want to hurt the movie's box office. There's a time traveling device in the movie, and some British woke SJW girl, she goes back in time and basically does all the heroic things Indiana Jones did, and it erases that timeline. It wasn't him all along; it was her.
Yeah.
Nothing
They changed
did
the
ever
ending.
happen. She's Indiana Jones basically, and she does everything. That's what I've
They
read.
changed
online.
the ending. No, but they changed the ending. That doesn't happen anymore. She's
Oh, it
pissed
doesn't?
about that.
Oh,
But the
that's
movie
what I heard
starts.
like 6 months ago.
Here's the worst part of it. The movie starts. Sorry, if you don't want spoilers, guys,
Too
mute
bad.
your mic. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, fine. Fuck that movie anyway. The movie starts off with Indiana Jones getting divorce papers from Marion Ravenwood, who he marries at the end of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And then it also shows him look over sadly at a letter from the War Department because his son from the fourth movie has been killed in Vietnam. That is the first, yes. So they wanted to kill his
No,
lineage.
it's upbeat. The movie's upbeat.
No, guys, they wanted to kill his lineage and kill the whatever you thought of the movie, the light, happy send off for the character. It's so cynically dark.
But does the
It
time
should
travel
make you
she
wanna
replaced
throw
him
up.
still happen? Because I read that online. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh,
No,
that's
they replaced. So here's what happened: they reshot the ending so that now that Phoebe Waller-Bridges, instead of them being trapped in the past and she relives his adventures, she knocks him out, brings him back, and they had to bring in Marion Ravenwood to go. Oh, we're going to get back together somehow because Bob Iger came in and went, "This shit is going to it's doomed already. That will be generational rage if we do that bit." That was the actual ending, and they swore they didn't change it. They did. It's fucking. They hate these characters, man.
It's
Kingdom
just
of the
like thing
Crystal
we were
Skull
talking
can be
like
a bad
half hour
movie.
ago. Sorry, it's like the
What?
thing we were talking about half hour with the Punisher. Just destroy him. He never happened. It never mattered. Let's move
Han
on.
and Leia got a divorce.
Yeah,
Indiana
fuck-
Jones and Marion got a divorce. That was the whole point of this. That was the whole point of
Fun.
these movies.
Fun,
And they
the movie-
killed his son. And they didn't even show there's no drama. Oh yeah, he died. They hate men. Fucking
Wow.
ridiculous.
I just we'll move forward. We'll have more fun. I just couldn't imagine.
Sorry, dude.
I could not imagine that I own these characters and I can't figure out how to make money.
Yep.
These are some of the Hollywood. I'll tell you, I work for the studio, so I know people there. It is mostly normal people that aren't woke, but the stupidest people on earth are bullies that are in charge, and all the normal people just put their head down because they're terrified of these vicious. They're twofold.
Yep.
They're vicious idiots. Moving on.
Yep.
Because this is a good movie, so let's move on. Ugh.
This scene, magic. If you're a kid
Right.
and you watch this and you don't freaking want to go on that minecart and fight people with swords, you don't have a soul.
Yeah, that
Right.
shit was crazy.
Just
Jumping
crazy.
tracks, the whole nine. They jump one and
Fuck
make
yeah.
it. The bad guys, not so much.
They lean once with sparks coming out everywhere. And there's
Yeah.
lava, and they're like two wheeling it. Like
Oh yeah,
Dr.
that's
Dre and
another
Snoop.
thing.
Right.
This movie has a sparks and steam factory
Right.
inside of it. There's one scene I saw it, I was like, oh shit. They were
The
like
tracks
grinding
go
something.
apart, they
But
go
they were
up,
gr-
and then people jump. Fuck!
Yeah.
But
So good.
they were grinding something, so all these sparks are shooting up in the air, and then all these, for some reason, steam is coming out of this mine. So this one also has a steam and sparks factory in it. But this shit, so they try to stop, and the handle breaks. So he's like, they have to stop because they're running out of track. They're gonna fucking fly, off of this cliff. And so Indy he climbs out of it and gets on the front of it, puts his feet. We've all done this on a bike or something, but it's a little more extreme. But he puts his feet on the wheels and slows it, and then he gets off, and his feet are fucking smoking, and he's jumping on. He's like, hot, hot. Oh, and that's another thing. During this, one of these huge things of water, these giant,
They
5,000
deliberately
gallon
break
towers.
it down.
Yeah, they knock it down, so it's sending this torrent of water, this tidal wave of water behind them. So if they don't beat that tidal wave, they're done. They're going to get drowned. Plus, it's bringing all the debris and shit with it. And so they get to the end, and he's like, hot, hot, my feet. And then he hears, I need water, water. And then he looks, and here comes, always like, water. If it turns from I need water to there's water, let's get the fuck out of here.
Run.
And so they run, and they see this big opening, and they toward the light, and they run toward the light, and they run out there, and it's like on this ledge. They're like barely on a ledge, and it's hundreds of feet down. And the water's coming, so it's starting to knock all these holes in the side of it.
Dude, some of the beams from the track shoot.
Yeah, the
through
railroad
wall.
ties. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking. So if that hits you, it's over. So it's pretty dangerous now. But
Yeah.
the danger is just beginning.
Right.
Oh, this is the greatest. Love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
they
we're getting to the
climb-
climax here. They
they
go on
cl-
that cliff. There's a rope
Yep.
bridge. You're gonna get to safety, get back to the village. But no, the bad guys are there. You know,
That's right. And the classic, some of the planks break, Short Round almost falls. They save him.
Great callback.
Yeah, he runs up on these two dudes, and he's going to pull his gun, but then they turn into a lot of dudes, and so he has to turn and go back. They have to. Well, we can hold on this one for a minute.
Yeah, what were you saying, Jericho? You said something about the melons.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say anything.
you know, I like.
Yeah,
a
you
good,
said something. This was filmed at the Grand Tetons or something. What'd you say?
No, I was talking about racks. I was talking about a rack.
When did you buy the motorboat? You were saying something about a motorboat.
Right. Jericho said he had a new melon rack installed on his motorboat. That's what he was telling me earlier.
Yeah, and it was made by a company called Areola or something like that. What's the company?
It's an Italian or Spanish outfit.
Yeah, Areola. Areole. I think it was, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's all right. So they have to go back, and now the bad guys are following them on the bridge. So we got to do something. So this part's cool. He tells Short Round in Chinese. He tells him, brace yourself. Hold on. I'm gonna cut this rope, and it's about to get crazy. And so he's telling him, and she's asking, what is he saying? He's saying, hold on, lady, we're going for a ride.
Well, first, you gotta talk about this. He holds the freaking stones out with the bag to try, and they all stop, and then he goes, go ahead, Dr. Jones, drop the stones. They will be found.
They will be found. Yeah, them crocodiles. And you look down, and there's all kinds of crocodiles in the water. So yeah, anybody that falls in there will not be found.
And this should be called an Indian standoff. Like, we need to popularize that term. He was in an Indian standoff.
Miss Rar points out they could have escaped the bridge if he had just grabbed her boobs. Another door would have opened.
That's right. Push
you push on your titty. Yeah, another portal. Some kind of a little secret hiding place would have opened up. He should have tried
Send
it.
out radio waves, man. Tune in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying?
Whether it worked or not, he should have grabbed her titties.
Right.
So he drops the stone. Well, actually, no, not yet. Not yet.
No, not yet.
So he tells him to hold on. So they're like wrapping their feet around the ropes and all this shit. And he takes, what do you say? Something to Kali in hell, or I'll send you to Kali in hell, or something like that.
Yeah.
When he has
he says, say hello to Kali in
hell. And then he comes down and he starts chopping them. And these guys are like, oh shit. I'm like, you guys didn't know he had his sword over his head. What do you think he was gonna do? They're like, oh shit. And they start running back, but it's too late. He gets to hacking. And so the bridge cuts in half. And some of the guys hold on, and they get slammed against the side of the mountain, and other ones just fall. Down
some get slammed and fall. The worst.
Yeah, some get both. Some get tenderized.
They get slammed, break all kinds of bones, they're in pain, fall, even worse, and then get eaten by a fucking monster.
But it'll be over quick. When them crocs get a hold of you, it'll be over real quick. And so you see him doing the death roll, just shredding these dudes, and they fall in there.
Right.
And then they're all scared and shit, but they're holding on. They're good. And then Crazy Dude was on the bridge too. So he's on the other side there with Indy. And he's going to do some Kadima Shakti Day to him right there. Because like I said, you don't give a fuck. You drop the stones. I don't care. I'll send people down. I'll send 100 kids down there to find that shit. And so he's going to do the Kadima Shakti Day and fucking take his heart out. And then the stones, when they're together, they start to glow. And so they got super hot. And they fucking fell out of the bag down there with the crocodiles. And then the guys on the other side start shooting arrows and shit at him. They're trying to kill him at all costs. Luckily they miss. And then that's when the stones start burning a hole in the bag and they just fucking fall out. And Indy's reciting, or he's saying something. Like he's reciting something to him as he does that. Almost like that's what's making the stones ignite and they all burn and fall out of the fucking bag.
He says, you betrayed Shiva. He says something, but then it's as if he starts speaking not of himself, which is crazy. Almost like it's the stones, kind of working through him. And what's crazy about that scene is, the stones are together. The stones get hot. They start burning through the bag. But then one of the stones comes out, and the guy grabs it. He is desperate to have it. Burns his hand. He lets go of it. Indy catches it, and it's not hot anymore, which is one of the fucking great things, like Raiders or all the Indy movies. Beautiful.
Yeah, this guy, he's fucking up. His magic isn't working anymore, and he meets his fate, you little bastard.
The giant cool beans got hot.
Yep.
We've had a lot of cool beans in the chat, guys.
Discipline that ass.
You just want to see somebody get their ass spanked, perverts.
That's right.
Oh, jeez.
It's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
I should have never said that about Willie. My
I know.
goodness.
What do we do?
If I had
What have we
known
done?
what I was starting.
Uh-huh.
Then Mola Ram, he becomes crocodile food.
Yeah, man. Crocodiles fucked him
And
up.
his head skids against the rocks and turns red. It's freaking rough.
Yeah, he hits the wall on the way. He doesn't just get a clean fall. He scrapes along the rock on the way down, and the crocodiles just enjoy him to the fullest and rip him into pieces. And then you see the good guys come. They got the blue turbans on, the khaki uniforms, the probably a bunch of Garand
Those look
rifles
like
left
M1
over
Garand,
from
don't they?
left over from World War One, and they get the blasting. They're picking off the bad dudes in the red, and they're falling off the cliff. They're getting fucked up too. So the cavalry's here. The good. These are the. This is this movie's version of the cops showing up at the end after all the fighting's done.
Right.
But they actually do some good. The other ones, the helicopter, the camera pans or zooms out. Here come the cops. You usually hear some bad voiceover from the good guys that are clearly you couldn't hear them if you were that high up in the air. But these guys came in time to fuck some shit up.
Yeah. And Willie Scott, was kind of leading them there. Like, what took you guys so long?
Yeah, where you guys been?
Still bitching and complaining to the end, this lady.
This fucking broad won't fucking stop over here.
Then they return to the village. They return the stones to the village. They return the children to the village. Things like brighter and happier.
Yeah, you notice the pops of color, the pink and orange and shit.
And he says, we knew you were coming when life returned to our village. And then, let me say this, man. If that scene doesn't get you where the mothers see their children coming back to them, that shit's, that's the stuff right there. Great.
Yeah, you return the kids. Everybody's happy. You see water there. They've been pulling water out of the ground and shit and life.
Yep.
You see some green, some plants. So shit's better now. Now that it's almost as though it's saying, when your families are together, things are better. I don't know.
Yep.
Some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we can't end this movie unless we read this comment. I knew a guy who used to eat cold canned beans.
The guy was a fucking psycho. Who the fuck
so
is that?
Gross.
Yeah.
It's so gross. So Temple of Doom, for me, I did not like this movie. I didn't like it, and I didn't like it, and I was always like, "Oh, that's the one indie movie that sucks." And I watched it again, give it a chance, critical eye, and I actually do like it now because, like I said at the very beginning of our show tonight, I realized what I didn't like, but I can get past it. It was Willie. I don't like a strident, bitchy woman. It's just like in my own personal life, I just can't stand that. But to be fair, as I said earlier, she was written that way intentionally, so it's not like it's bad writing. It's not like it's bad acting. It was just an artistic choice that I don't agree with. So
yeah,
I mean, as far as the adventure, evil is evil in this movie, and evil is punished, which I am a huge fan of. Evil being punished, and Indiana Jones is a brave hero.
Protecting kids too, man.
Right,
beautiful.
Right, and saving children. I still prefer the other two more, but I no longer think this is a bad movie. It just has an artistic choice that I wouldn't have made.
So you've had an arc.
I have. I've had a character.
Guys, I am going to.
At the end of the day, it's all.
I'm going to use AI and deep fake to add in a spanking scene right before they go into the temple, and I think it's going to take this movie from an 8 to a 10.
Yeah, okay. And he wants to do it right there in front of all the people. She wants to spank him right there in front of all the
listen, Missy. You can misbehave in front of everyone. You can be spanked in front of everyone. I don't make the rules. That's how it is.
Yep.
So,
get down where it happened.
Miss Rar, if you don't like bitchy women in movies, probably don't watch anything that comes out now. Yeah, that's exactly right. I don't watch almost anything that comes out now. It's insufferable nonsense.
There's a few good ones. You got the Maverick, you got the Mario.
Mario was the last good movie I saw. Before that, the last good movie I saw was Maverick. Before that, it was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. That's how low the bar is.
I recommend John Wick 4. There's no garbage in that.
I didn't go see that. I don't know. I just felt like it'd be more of the same, but it's worth watching.
Yeah, and there's no garbage in it.
I'll tell you this, man, though. I'll tell you this one thing, and I'm not even kidding, right? The way I am with action movies, my wife goes, "Is it Is it like a thing a lot of guys do, like during a really violent action scene, for you to cackle and laugh your brains out? And
Yeah,
I'm
you're like,
yes,
oh
but-
shit. Yeah,
but
I
there,
think
the
so. I think
sequence,
all of us.
yeah, the sequence with the dog though, most,
Yeah, I love it,
no
man.
sir, yeah, fucking
love it.
hell, man, that was
a good
rough
movie.
shit. It's a great clip.
Nothing matters to Oppenheimer. Yeah, I heard Oppenheimer's going to be insane. Christopher
Yep.
Nolan could do no wrong, in my opinion. I love Tenet.
Yep.
I thought Tenet was fantastic. Since we have a little bit of people in here, and I said it like 2 hours ago, I want to bring it up again.
Yep.
Some great news, and there'll be detailed news on all this in the future. For Comic-Con stuff, a lot of news for me coming. A lot of great products. First of all, my website will be going live in just a few more days, weeks, whatever. It's been done for months. I just haven't had the artwork finished, but I'm finally, these t-shirts are being printed. I'm just going to start off with these 3. I got my big man threads. I came up with these designs. These are all me. I love this stuff. I think these shirts are great. They'll look great on you. They're very funny. They're well designed, and they're made in America. You know, I'm having them done here in
America?
San Diego. Right. I'm not shipping in cheap Chinese crap. Nothing like that. Can you imagine they're making this shirt in China? The Anti-Socialist
Hell no.
Social Club. So I'll have those soon from Big Man Threads. You're going to want to check this out. This is going to be a lot of fun. And then
That's right.
huge news at Comic-Con. Of course, I'll have a booth right in the center, right by the entrance, Hall C. I forgot my booth number, but I'll be putting all this out in ads and advertisement. But Friday, the 21st of July, Jericho Green, myself, and Superman himself, Dean Cain, will be at Bar Basic Pizza and Nightclub. It's an awesome place my friend owns. You can come meet us in person. We're doing a meet and greet. We're doing a Q&A for an hour Q&A, and we'll be there a little bit before that. And it's going to be awesome. That's Friday the 21st. And then I'll have my booth all 4 or 5 days of Comic-Con. Jericho will be there for a couple of those days. He'll be in town for a little bit. We want to get Sean there. And then also Eric July will be at my booth. You can get Ripper Comics. You can get all kinds of cool stuff. And a huge, probably the biggest project I've done today. I'm not announcing it yet. I'll have some stuff for that there. You guys are going to be blown away. And you're going to love that one. You're going to have that. So, yeah, we're going to be ready. We're going to have a lot of fun. Mr. E, is there a Skynos t-shirt? No, there's not. I like the long t-shirt fit. Okay, cool. Yep. And Gabe, do you ever go to Toronto Fan Expo? No, I've never been to Canada. Never been there. Can I go there too, Gabe? Or what? Of course you can go. Go. It's a free country, man. And William O3, let's get shot there. Hey, you guys make that happen. You guys make that happen.
Yeah,
That'll be awesome.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead, send super chats, and we will bring Sean here. And it was funny. I was talking to Jericho about coming here for Comic-Con, and he was telling me he didn't know how long he could stay because the fucking hotels. And for those of you that don't know, San Diego Comic-Con, biggest comic convention in the world, like 120,000 people. The hotels for this thing in late July, they sell out in December, and they sell out within minutes of going live on the internet. So, of course, hotels are terrible for you to look at. And I just assumed Jericho knew he was staying at my house. So I did tell Jericho we got some weird stuff we do at my house. I'll have to get used to it. But he said he's cool with it. So
his house is rules, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but before you go in the house, you've got to wash your shoes and your feet in the pool.
Right.
That's just how he does things at his house.
The muddier the better.
Well, it's California. We want to conserve water. So we do share the shower with guests when they come over. You know.
Yeah, well, you know what I say, man. Different strokes for different. Fuck!
We all share the same bath water. Only one full tub in this house.
Intergalactic Transit. I always want to go there. I think he means the SDCC. San Diego Comic-Con. Well, come on down if you can.
Let's do it.
William O3, LA Comic-Con is full of hobos. I can confirm that. I've been to that. I don't want to go back. The weird stuff at my house required cuddle time. This is true. I am the big spoon. I'm actually the big ladle. We already made that clear earlier. Kenneth Simpson, don't go into the basement without knocking. That would be true, but it's California. We actually don't have basements in California. In earthquake country, they don't build basements. So,
but I'm Indian, man. If I ever show up at your house, I'll push on a wall and I'll find your basement.
Do you pee at the same time? That's not all we do.
Never cross the streams, man.
That's right. Don't cross streams.
There, in California, two things you won't see. You won't see basements, and you won't see a lot of masonry, a lot of brick.
Right.
If you do, it's like a facade. It's not built out of brick because
Brick
the
ain't holding up in an earthquake.
Yeah, that shit'll collapse like nothing. So you won't see basements and you won't see brick.
Yeah.
Just one.
I have attic in my house, William. I do.
I do too.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I'm very excited. I think the event with Dean Cain is going to be. I think that's going to be really fun. It doesn't cost anything to go to that event. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really fun. Of course, there's a limit of how many people fit in there, but it's a decent sized place, and you can walk there from the San Diego Convention Center in about 10 minutes. It's like 3 blocks away. You got the convention center, and then you got the San Diego Padres Stadium. My buddy's bar, where he lets me have events during Comic-Con, is literally across the street from the Padres Stadium. So that's all right next to each other right there, downtown San Diego. It's going to be awesome. So, and we'll have
separate call.
Yeah, formal information. Jericho's going to advertise the shit out of it on his channel. Dean, I'll have Dean Cain tweet it all out, and I'll post it everywhere I can. But we want to see you guys. They can make it down there. It'd be really nice to meet you guys. Shake a hand, look in your eyes, get lost in your eyes. You know. So that's right. I don't know.
Whatever
Anything
happens,
else, boys?
happens.
Anything else? Because I didn't eat dinner, and I got to get out of here and eat. My
Me
daughter
neither.
roasted some meat, and I can smell it from my office.
Yep, I'm hungry enough to eat the asshole out of a dead rhino.
Join me tomorrow on this channel. Jeez. Okay.
There it is.
Collect myself. 11:30 a.m. on this channel right here for Father-Daughter Dance with my daughter, Minnie El Taib, the reigning roast battle champion of San Diego. And, of course, Jericho and Shanta are invited every week. Jericho's been in a few times. Shanta's come over. We have a lot of fun doing that. Shanta, you got anything you need to promote or talk about?
No, just I want to say hail to the chat, man. You guys have been amazing. It's great to see you here, and thank you for all your support, guys. Let's kick ass.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds good to me.
Putos.
Let's see. Diesel says, what did he say? Disavow. Do not.
Yeah, but then look at the follow-up, man. You'll be doing great with us, man. Look at the follow-up.
What? Sounds like a great time.
No, he goes, just kidding. I don't even drink. And I'm like, yeah, I don't either, man. Have some pizza.
Good night, everyone. God bless you. Good night to you guys. But if Jericho has a beer, I'll have a beer. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Sorry, guys.
I'll have a beer with you. If you show up, Diesel, I'll have a beer with you. My treat.
I don't even drink soda because it's not healthy. I love soda, but I don't drink it. I'll drink a diet soda, though. I'll drink a Diet Coke. And maybe at Comic-Con, I'll get wild, guys, and have a real Coca-Cola. Living on the edge.
No, you're right, man. I quit smoking like when I was 18, but I mean, if I come out to Comic-Con, I'll smoke 3 packs a day.
There you go.
Pick right up. Pick right up your left on.
Yeah, when in Rome.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, guys, we love you. Next week, are we going straight into Last Crusade, or are we going to detour for Harrison,
man.
Florida?
No.
we should.
No, we're sticking. Yeah, we got to do the 3 in a row.
Yeah, we got to stick it out. Stick it out.
Do it.
All right, guys. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. Be here to see me and my daughter, and possibly a surprise guest. You never know.
Never know.
Never know.
Good night. Thank you.